Hey guys, so I am back again for another reading. I am so excited to give you guys some happy, good news. You guys give me so much support, so I wanted to send some back and give you something to look forward to. You know, the world is going through a lot lately and there's a lot of kind of negativity swirling around, so I figured let's give you something to look forward to. So this is going to be a specific gift coming in your direction that you have looking to look forward to. So a blessing coming your way. So with that being said, we're doing crystals today. So we're going to start from the clear quartz. So that's number 1. Number 2, I don't know that one. 3 is amethyst and 4 is rose quartz. So, you know, I always say if one is calling your way, go to that right away, because that is probably going to be, I love it when that happens, when I just feel so strongly drawn to one, because that usually means that it's going to be a super powerful reading. I always think, you know, sometimes your spirit guides will have readings so perfectly tailored to you, and then sometimes it's like, you know, it's tailored to someone else, and it's just kind of waiting for like your turn somewhat. So whenever I have a reading where my mind just automatically goes to one pile, I know that reading is specifically for me. But if one isn't coming to mind right away, it can still be for you. You just might need to meditate a little and try to tune into the energy. In this case, as usual, I tried to pick totally different colors. So if you close your eyes and either white, yellow, purple, or pink comes to your mind, you'll know to go to 1, 2, 3, or 4, and just go to the crystal of that color. And those readings that sometimes you have to meditate on, they can still 100% be for you. It can be an issue of like you're not fully grounded before you tuned into the reading, or just that part of the reading is definitely for you, but maybe it doesn't resonate down to your core the whole time. And that's why we always say take what resonates and leave the rest, because you should know in your soul what part of the message is for you and what part, you know, is not. Because you just have to use your intuition and see and kind of listen to your heart a little bit on that. So with that all being said, I'm going to be quiet now and I'll let you guys tune in to the energy. Okay, so hopefully you had time to decide. If not, feel free to rewind and then pause and spend a little more time with each of the crystals. But let's go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey pile 1, so if you guys picked this beautiful clear quartz, this is going to be your reading. This is a crystal of mental clarity and psychic clarity, and just kind of clearing any bad stuff and bringing in like a pure energy. So it's a really beautiful kind of all-purpose crystal. So it's a great pick for a good news reading. So let's see what the cards have to say for you about the blessings coming your way. So what blessings are coming towards pile 1? What good news does pile 1 have to look forward to? One card at a time, please, Spirit. What good news does pile 1 have to look forward to? What good news does pile 1 have to look forward to? What good news does pile 1 have to look forward to? What good news, positive news, does pile 1 have to look forward to? Okay. So we got the Hanged Man, King of Wands reversed, King of Swords, good news does pile 1 have to look forward to? Sorry, I'm just situating this because I want to bring in all your cards, because we got the Lovers, which is a good sign, and we got the 3 of Swords reversed. So one more card. What does pile 1 have to look forward to? Okay. So I'm feeling that you guys have had a situation going on for a while that's been kind of negative. I almost feel like kind of like there's something that you have been confused about, or that there's some issue that you like haven't known what to do. It's almost like, and I'm not gonna lie, when I was shuffling and I kept saying, oh, it just popped out. We got the 5 of Swords. So I kind of was getting some of these negative cards, and that's when I was saying one at a time, because I was getting multiple, and also they were so negative, and I was like, this is a good news reading. But I feel called by Spirit to talk about this stuff, and also I don't think it's a bad thing, actually. And I just felt compelled by Spirit, and then it popped out again. So I feel like, again, I don't want to talk about anything negative, but we have to talk about what Spirit tells us. I feel like there has been someone in your life, there's some situation that it's almost like someone's been dishonest with you, or you haven't gotten clarity about a situation. There's some kind of, I want to call it, it's like a deceptive energy or confusion on your part, but there's something that's not clear. It's almost like being obfuscated, I think is the word. It's just kind of like blocked. Sometimes in readings we'll get that, and it's almost like they don't want to tell us what specifically it is as the reader. They just want you to know, I think especially when it's general reading, that there's something that you're not seeing, or someone is deceiving you about. I feel like maybe there's an issue, like I feel like you guys would know what I'm talking about, that there's something that's kind of been playing in your mind of like something you're confused about, or something that you're like, I just don't know about this person, kind of a thing. Like there's that energy of like a niggling feeling in your mind, you know, something kind of tugging at your consciousness. Like could be a person where every time you hang out with them, you're like, I don't know, like I get this weird vibe. Or it's almost like, you know, when you like know someone's like not telling you the truth, and you like ask them about it like a bunch of times, you're like, were you really on that business trip or something? Or like, can you just tell me what? And they're like, no, I told you the truth. And it's like, almost like there's only so many times you can ask before you're like, okay, I don't want to seem crazy, so I guess I'll let it drop, kind of a thing. And it could be that. I feel like for some of you, there has been this deceptive energy. For others, I just feel like there's something in your life you're confused about, or you don't have the answers for. So it's almost like this group is split in half between people who are dealing with some kind of deception, or someone in your life who doesn't have your best interest at heart, kind of a thing. Like someone who, it could even be a family member, or someone that you're like you wouldn't expect, but who is just not really rooting for you in the way you think. You know what I mean? Or the way they should, because they're your parent, or your sibling, or your friend, or a partner in a romantic relationship or something, or a coworker that like you're on the same team with. And this person is technically supposed to be helping you, but they're actually kind of hurting you. And I know it sucks to be talking about this in a good news reading. That's why I kept like telling Spirit, like, can we get some good news? But it actually is really good news, because I feel like this person is about to be cleared out of your life. I actually feel like within a very short amount of time, and this is a timeless reading, so whenever you see it is when it's supposed to come to you. But within a short amount of time, this person is going to be revealed, and you are going to know exactly what I'm talking about, and like what kind, if there is deception, or someone who is kind of rooting against you and maybe like smiles to your face, but you know, behind your back is talking or rooting against you, or just sending you bad vibes mentally, because that can really have an effect. You're going to figure it out soon, and it's going to be revealed. I feel like it's going to be revealed in a big way. Like you're going to, you know, just know without a doubt. It's not like you're gonna be like, well, that was kind of weird. But I feel like that's almost the energy that's been around in this situation, where it's like, like, I don't know, this person congratulated me, but I don't know, I felt like they didn't mean it. Or, they said they were late to like my birthday party, but I don't know, they just always seem to like be late and kind of sabotage my events. You know what I mean? Whenever it's about me or something centered around me, they always seem to like not show up on time or just kind of make a scene or something. Like there's already that energy hanging around where there's someone that you're kind of like, I just don't know about this person. Maybe you feel like you should. Maybe you feel like they really haven't done anything huge, but you just have like a little intuitive tug at the back of your mind about this person. And even if no one's coming to mind, I feel like many of you will know who I'm talking about, but there's others who you'll be like, I'm not quite sure, but it's gonna be revealed. And I feel like when this is revealed, you're actually gonna be really relieved, because many of you already know that this person isn't actually like on your team. And it's almost like the more they are allowed to be in your life, the more they're sabotaging you, whether you even know it or not. They're kind of sucking away positive energy. You may have positive intentions towards them. You may really want to have a positive vibe between the two of you and be, and be rooting for them. And like in your mind, it's like, hey, if I succeed, you succeed. If you succeed, I succeed. Like you're sending them good vibes, but they're not for you. And I feel like that's almost been a blind spot for you, or something you've overlooked. Like you want to be positive towards this person. You want to kind of get along. I feel like many of you, like, you're not a fighter type of person. You are not someone that wants to like go to war. We have all the fire, all the fire except one reversed, so it's like you're not someone that wants to go to war or to start a fight or to have it out. Like you're not wanting to go into like last reading I was quoting the song Get Up 10 by Cardi B, and I can't really imitate her voice, but she says in that song, and I love this line, you're gonna run up on who and do what? And exactly, like, that's exactly the vibe you don't have. You are not in like Cardi B fight mode, you know what I mean? You don't want to access that energy. I feel like you're a lover, not a fighter. Like you can stand up for yourself when you have to, but you're not someone that wants to be like in conflict, especially with this person. I actually think you're a bit of a softie when it comes to this person, and you really do like respect them, like them. At least you feel some loyalty to them, and like you would never be rooting against them the way they are towards you. But that's what they're doing, and I feel like they have been blocking your manifestation. Even though you've been putting in the work, you've been doing a lot of stuff, and you've been really like, like I said, just putting in the work. You've been working hard. You've been really trying and like doing a great job of manifesting, of trying to have positive. You have a very positive energy that I'm picking up on. Like, I feel like you're a very positive, happy-go-lucky type of person. And I actually think, and that reminds me of the clear quartz, because it really is about purity. It's a stone of purity that, you can use to like purify your energy and stuff. And I feel like that's like you are so pure, that it's like, in a way, I feel like that's why this person resents you, is because you are like one of those kind of smiley people that's always like, hey everyone, I brought muffins for the office or something. Like you have a good vibe. Like you're like the kind of person that people just really like to be around and would like, invite to their like party or something. Even if you feel like, well, I don't get invited to that many parties, I feel like people like you, people enjoy being around you. Like you have like kind of an infectious smile, infectious happy energy to you. I feel like you're just a happy person. Like even if you kind of were to be like during quarantine when everyone was kind of having meltdowns and being like, I can't deal with this, you might have had a few moments of that, but generally you're like an optimistic, you're like, okay, well, I'll just be by myself and I'll watch TV shows, and like you are just a nice, sweet energy, and people are drawn to you because of that. And it's like, I feel like it's provoked jealousy with this person, where they it's almost like they don't want to be jealous of you in many cases, but they can't help themselves, because it's like they see how everyone is so drawn to your energy and sees the positivity like radiating from you, and they're jealous because they don't have that kind of a infectious, like super attractive vibe to them. Because whether you realize it or not, people are really attracted to your positivity. People are attracted to your like happiness. I'm just getting to mind, I know like I saw an interview with Elsa Pataki, who's married to Chris Hemsworth, and someone in an interview, I remember they asked her like, well, how did you land Chris Hemsworth? Why do you think he's so attracted to you and in love with you? You know, because he's like such a sex symbol and could kind of have anyone, you know. And she said, I really think it's my energy. That I'm a positive person, optimistic person. So you might not even realize that this is giving you kind of like a sexually attractive quality and a vibe that people are drawn to, but they are. Even if you don't realize it, or you feel like, well, I'm not having like people like clamoring to go on a date with me. It's like, but that will come. A lot of people are drawn to you, whether they act on it or not. They really are drawn to you in a deep way. And I feel like this person senses it, and they really resent it, and they kind of don't understand it. Like in their mind, they're kind of like, well, I'm supposed to be the star, so I don't really like that this person is getting all this attention. It's kind of like if you've ever gone out with a friend, or like, it's like they don't realize how cute they are. They don't realize that everyone is like looking at them, or everyone is being like, oh, I really like this person. They might think like, oh, I'm just an average look, but it's like, no, you're not. And I also feel like you have an attractive energy. You radiate like this beautiful, happy vibe that just pours out of you. I can feel it. And so it's like, this person, I feel like sometimes they just don't understand. They're like, but I, did my makeup, and I did this, and I'm doing that, but why do people keep looking at this person? So, the point is that this person is actually blocking your manifestation. You're so sweet and easygoing. I feel like, again, you've had inklings of this. You kind of know what's going on here, but it's almost like you don't want to be harsh. You don't want to judge this person. And so you're kind of overlooking it. It's almost like, I feel like Spirit is telling you you've had a lot of warnings. You've had a lot of indications that this person is not really on your team the way you think they are, or the way you would like to think they are, but you don't want to see it. You don't want to be negative. You don't want to be mean. So you just kind of like try to be positive and just kind of overlook it, and just kind of try to look on the bright side. But the problem is that sometimes you need to be a realist. When someone is actively working against you, sending you bad vibes, sending you negative thoughts, that can really wreak havoc on your manifestation, especially when someone's close to you. It's one thing if someone's like far away and they're kind of hating on you, but you don't really interact with them. That's one thing. But when someone's doing it from like really close in your circle, it can really cause a lot of trouble. I'm actually getting to mind like Selena, Selena, I forget her last name, but not Selena Gomez, Selena from, the 90s, who was murdered, and she was murdered by what she thought was her close friend. And I'm not saying this person's gonna murder you. I'm definitely not getting this vibe. But the point is that, like, I think what they said was Selena knew this person was kind of shady, but she felt loyal to them. She was like a loyal, nice person. And she kind of was trying to like find a way to slowly remove this person, but trying to be really nice about it. And, obviously like a total tragedy happened. And obviously I'm not saying that's going to happen, knock wood, and nothing bad or anything like that would happen. But the point is that someone close to you who has bad intentions can do a ton of damage, no matter how positive we are, or no matter how much we try to, look at it from a bright angle. There's positive thinking, but we also have to be realists, especially when someone does have really negative intentions. So the point is that once this person is kind of revealed to you, I feel like this has been obfuscated and like kind of like, but Spirit has been waiting to fully reveal this. I'm getting that scene from like Scooby-Doo at the end of the episode where they will like rip the mask off the villain and and they'll be like, it was you, Dr. Franklin, the doctor, like you, oh my god, you're the guy who was haunting this mansion, like and they'll pull off like the mask. Like I feel like that's gonna be the moment. It's gonna be so dramatic. Like you're gonna find out something very specific and like incontrovertible, like unmistakable that this person did to you, and you're not going to be able to question it anymore, and that's going to be a huge blessing. It's going to be something like you found a text message, or someone comes to you and is like, listen, this person's been really talking behind your back, or some moment where it's like you're not going to be able to doubt anymore and you know exactly what this person is. I feel like this for some of you could bring in a temporary moment of heartbreak, of like, I can't believe this. I really trusted this person. That sadness we all have when someone is revealed to, have betrayed us. Like, it always is going to hurt. But it's actually a huge blessing that is going to bring in so much wealth and manifestation, and also I think a new relationship, because I think you just don't realize the amount of sabotage this person has been doing. I'm actually seeing someone like trying to run in like quicksand or in like sand on the beach, and they're like trying to run as fast as they can, but the sand keeps pulling them down and they're just kind of like not really able to go as far as they would. They might be able to go some distance, but it's nowhere close to the amount of effort they're putting in and the amount of distance they could have run on like clean, regular ground, on pavement or on dirt or something. They're just being so held back, and they might not even realize it. And I feel like you're going to be plucked out of this like quicksand sand situation and put on, the gravel road, and you're just going to be able to like take off like a rocket, because you have been working hard. You guys are not like slackers. You guys have been trying to manifest, and I almost feel like sometimes you wonder like, why haven't things manifested for me the way I thought they would? Because you feel like okay, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm putting in the work. I'm doing everything that they said to do, but it's just not happening. And once this person is taken out, it's like, boom, raining down on you blessings. Let me pull some more cards. What good luck and blessings does pile 1 have to look forward to? Oh, in the near future. So it's going to happen soon, like I said. It's going to happen soon. Okay, some of my cards are like completely like weirdly flipped upside down. I don't know how this happened. Okay, so I fixed my deck so that it is completely the correct, like facing the same direction. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, like what blessings are happening for pile 1? What blessings are going to happen to pile 1? Listen to your intuition. Again, I feel like you already kind of know about this person. You already know about this situation. But now we're also getting perfect timing. I feel like but when this gets revealed, it's going to be so undeniable that you're actually going to be glad it happened this way, because I feel like you're a bit of a softie. And we got yes, just confirmation. I feel like you're a bit of a softie, and you're the kind of person who would like forgive 100 times. Like, you're so sweet. We got another yes, okay. So they're just letting us know, like, yes, this is what's coming. So, it's undeniable. But you're such a sweetheart, and you're a forgiving, sweet, innocent soul. So you're the type of person who would always look on the good side, always give someone the benefit of the doubt. Like, if someone was like, I just get a bad vibe about this person, be like, well, like, I'm trying to be nice to them and give them a second chance. You're just a really sweet, kind person. But the problem with that is sometimes people take advantage of it. And I'm actually being brought to mind a situation I had with someone in my life where I forgave them so many times. I kind of knew they were shady. I tried to cut them off a few times. I would go back and forth, and then they would kind of call me and beg for forgiveness, or be like, listen, I blah, blah, this is happening. And I'd be like, okay, like, so I kept letting them back into my life, even though I kind of was like, I don't feel like I'm being treated well. And I would just, go back and forth, but I would always end up forgiving them. And then they did something that was completely messed up. And it actually caused a lot of problems in my life that took me a while to kind of recover from. without getting into too much specifics, it just caused a lot of issues for me that I had to like actively clean up. Just kind of like issues with, I don't want to go too specific, but just like, issues with like earth stuff. So like money and just kind of finances and just security stuff. So I was like, if it wasn't for such a dramatic thing, I would probably have continued interacting with this person, forgiving them, having this weird little dance where they'd do something and I'd be like, okay, like I'm just not going to text them or talk to them again. Then they'd text me and kind of guilt me into seeing them, and then I'd be like, okay. And I just always felt my intuition tugging at me like, this is just not right. But I always felt like I was kind of like I couldn't get away. I always felt guilty, and they would lay the guilt on thick. So if it wasn't for such a dramatic thing and them costing me like a very finite amount of money, like a large amount of money, I would have continued probably to this day going back and forth with them and constantly having this kind of sabotage is what I realized they were doing in my life. And it's the biggest blessing, seriously, that ever happened to me. Having them removed from my life, it was painful at first, and now I look back and I'm just like, thank you, God. And if it had happened any other way and it wasn't this huge amount of money that was lost, like every time I would get weak at the time and think about like, well, maybe I should text them or forgive them, I would literally like look at my bank account or think about the X amount of money they cost me, which was a lot. And I would be like, okay, I'm not doing it again. And I feel like something like that might happen to you. Not that you'll lose a huge amount of money, but this is going to be a moment that is very dramatic and you're not able to deny it anymore. I don't feel like you're going to lose a ton of money because it's not coming through as like a big money loss. So don't worry about that. It's like, what's your good news? You're going to lose a huge amount of money. No, but I don't think that situation is going to happen. But my point is that for me, it needed to be very dramatic. It needed to be undeniable. And I feel like that's what's coming towards you, is just a situation where you don't have to question yourself. You don't have to kind of have back and forth about, did it really, like, I don't know, maybe this person meant it this way. Well, I don't know. I feel bad for them. They said this. It's going to be a situation where you're like, okay, I'm done. I know exactly what it is. And this is going to allow, like, if this person leaving my life, not to keep talking about this situation or myself, but I just think it's like such a good, I'm literally having this brought to mind so strongly for you guys, is the blessings I have had in my life could never have come in if I was still in contact with this person. I realize now how much they sabotaged my life, but I would have never said that back then. And ever since they've kind of left my life, it's been like the floodgates opening for blessings, for learning, for growth. And I feel like that's what's going to happen for you guys is, all this manifestation that you've been working on and trying to bring into your life, this person was blocking it. And now that they are removed from your life, it's like a waterfall. I'm seeing a waterfall of abundance just pouring down on you. We got the abundance card. And I think that that's exactly what you have to look forward to. Just so much to look forward to. Just so much like money, actual financial money, and also a soulmate kind of relationship. Like if you've been trying to manifest love or a better relationship or something, that's about to happen. I feel like this person has created a lot of problems for you, whether you realize it or not. And it's almost like Spirit was holding back from the blessings because they knew that if you were to have that come into your life when you were with this person, that they would have found a way to sabotage it. Like, they might be the kind of person who, like, if you're dating someone, they'll always be like, oh, they're not good enough for you, or they're shady, you should break up with them, kind of a thing. Or I'm also feeling like, in a way, if you had gotten the amount of money that you have coming to you when this person was around you, they would have been on like their best behavior. Like they would have started sucking up to you and they would have been like, oh my God, I'm your best friend, you know? So you needed to have this person removed because it would be a liability for you if you were about to have the blessings that you have coming in. And yeah, we got stuck in the mud. And isn't that exactly what I said with the stuck in quicksand? Like, that's where you've been. You've been stuck in the mud. You've been stuck in quicksand. And you're about to be plucked out and plopped onto some gravel. Like, that's you, and they're about to go like, "Wah!" And you're going to be on solid ground and suddenly able to run so far. But you were stuck for a reason. It wasn't because you were being punished or because you were being, doing something wrong. You were being blocked from the blessings because this person is not a safe person to have around you. It's almost like, again, I'm seeing like some of these celebrities that have, friends around them that have negative influences and will like drain them of all their money. You hear about basketball players, or like I think MC Hammer, I think went through $100 million, and they were like, how did you go through so much money? And he was like, well, I gave it to like friends. And I mean, really, friends can have such a negative effect on you. They can have an amazingly positive effect on you, but when they have bad intentions or are selfish, they can really suck you dry. And the funny thing is that when you have the money, they'll be like your best bud. They'll be all about it. And I feel like that's what this person would do. Like, if you were going to have the blessings that are coming towards you now, if you would have had it earlier, this person would have suddenly shaped right up and they wouldn't be doing the shady stuff they're up to. Not because they actually liked you, but because they are shady and they're secretive and they're willing to hide whatever they just want to get ahead, and they're willing to hide it or pretend they like you to do that. So if you had gotten the windfall of money that's about to come to you, they would have been your best bud. They would have stopped their shady behavior. It's better to have them revealed now so that you're not like, sure, I'll give you, $10,000 or something. Or sure, I will help you start this business. Or sure, I will do XYZ for you financially. Because this person would have just taken and taken and taken, and really just never is going to have your best intentions at heart. Even if you gave them so much money and so much help, they'll always resent you for it. They think they should be the star. And so they don't like the fact that you have this light and this abundant, attractive energy. And I mean attractive not just like sexually, although that is true. You are attracted to the opposite sex, whether you realize it or not. But you attract like everything you want. You have like money, and you're a good manifester. And this person feels like they should have all these blessings. So if you gave them money, they would still resent you. They'd still be working against you in secret. And so you weren't supposed to have it earlier. And rescue. And that's exactly what it is. They're kind of like rescuing you from this person. Spirit's about to swoop in and be like, okay, time to get you out of this. And so, yeah, and I feel like this person is even shadier than you know. They really are someone that just does not have good intentions for you. And so this is actually, I know it may not, you might be like, well, this is a negative reading, but it's actually really positive. This is the best possible thing that could happen to you. And it's like we're sorting out the details, we're getting everything lined up. And then once that's cleared out, that's when you're going to have the manifestation come in. I dropped this, but I picked it up. We got Field of Dreams. I feel like your dreams are going to come in and start manifesting. This is going to be a new abundant period for you, and I'm so excited for you guys. Again, I can feel that you have such a positivity about you, such a beautiful energy. And so I'm just really excited for you guys to have this happen, have it come in. And, I feel like as much as you may be at first hurt or feel pain that this person is leaving your life, your energy field is going to be so lifted up. And, you have a very pure energy. You are like a light being. You are like almost like an earth angel, sweet, empathetic person. And I feel like this person is a taker. They are someone that doesn't have your best interest in heart. They are not a pure energy. They kind of, they're kind of a darker energy or have kind of an energy vampire thing going on. And so they've been kind of draining you a little bit, whether you realize it or not. You're a powerful manifester, so you might not even notice it because you're constantly generating new energy. You're constantly waking up with optimism and being, happy, and that's just who you are. But that's energy this person is taking from you that could have been funneled into your manifestations, could have been funneled into your dreams and making things happen for you that you want. And so now that this person is removed, it's just going to be like on the fast track. Like I'm seeing someone stepping onto like an escalator, which is always my symbol for things are about to start happening really fast and it's going to be so much easier. Again, the metaphor of like slogging through the mud versus running on like a, running on a road or like a paved track. Like this is just going to be so much easier because again, I think you are working, you are manifesting, you're doing things right. But this person has blocked you and taken a lot of your energy from you. And while you're still like a positive person and probably are like, oh, it's not that bad, like it is bad, and they are taking from you. So now with them removed, it's just going to be time for the money, time for the love. It's just going to be time to come into positivity. For those of you who are single, I feel like you could be meeting your soulmate soon. And for those of you who are, in a relationship, I feel like the relationship is just going to get so much better, just going to be so much more positive, and suddenly like it's like things are going to be smoother. Because I also feel like this person, if you are in a relationship, this person could have created a lot of issues within that. Just they're the type of person to always be like, oh, like, this person isn't good enough for you or whatever. So it's just you have so much positivity coming towards you and coming towards you really fast. I gotta say, I think this will happen very soon in the next few weeks or months, but definitely not years. It's going to be happening fast that you're gonna be like, wow. And once it's almost like knocking over a domino. Like once this person gets revealed, it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. They're out of your life. And next thing you know, the money comes in, and next thing you know, the love comes in. It's just going to be like this chain reaction, because I feel like these manifestations, they're almost like poised, waiting. I'm getting the image of people who are like having a surprise party, and they are like hiding behind the couch and all the lights are off in the room, and they're hiding behind the couch, they're hiding, in the kitchen, they're hiding behind the curtains, and they're just kind of like paused, waiting, silent, and the birthday person steps into the room, and suddenly they all burst out, and it's like surprise, and the streamers come down, and the confetti gets thrown, the lights turn on, and the cake is brought out, and everyone's singing happy birthday. That's kind of what's happening. You're in that moment right before you step into the room and the lights come out. But it's almost like you got to have the bouncer come in and grab this person out of your life and like drag them out of the room and be like, no, you're not allowed at this party anymore. You were gonna sabotage it and take the cake and like smash it in the birthday person's face. And so you are not allowed to be here anymore, and you gotta go. And that is going to be such a blessing, because this person would have ruined the party, and the party couldn't happen with them in your life. So that was the holdup. If you were wondering why things haven't manifested for you, this was why. And if you have someone in mind, definitely it's that person. But for some of you who like don't know, I feel like it is going to be revealed, and it could also be a job situation, like a shady boss. But I just feel like there's someone, it's like a person. There's some person who's doing this in particular, whether it's a higher up person at your job or a coworker, but it's like, it's not like it's the company. You know what I mean? It's like there's a person directly who's kind of hating on you and jealous. And for many of you, it's a friend, family member, or even a partner, romantic. But once this person gets plucked out, it's going to be party time. I feel like you might be sad at first, but it's going to quickly be replaced by like celebration. I'm getting the song Kool and the Gang, Celebration, celebrate good times, or whatever. Please excuse my singing. I know it's so bad, but that song, you can Google it so you don't have to hear my horrible singing. But that's what's about to happen. I wish I could sing because I would love to sing that song because that's just totally the vibe. Celebrate good times. It's about to go down. It's going to be, like I said, the confetti, the cake, and the streamers, and everything is going to start coming in and moving forward in your life. So I'm excited for you guys. You have such a pure energy, so it's fun to even tap into it, and just keep your chin up and know that you are being watched over and protected because you are so sweet and pure, and you have a strong team on the other side, and they are timing this right so that you are going to be able to extricate yourself so perfectly, and that everything is going to line up just the exact way it should. So I'm so excited for you guys. I'm really happy. This is awesome to look forward to. So if that resonated, please leave it in the comments. I love hearing your stories. If you have a reading idea, also make sure to leave it in the comments. I definitely source my readings from the comments a lot of the time. So if there's something you would love to see, let me know. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more of these readings. I post every few days, and also like if you liked the video. And yeah, I will see you guys next video. Bye. Hey Paul too. So if you guys picked this beautiful yellow crystal, I don't really know what it is, but it's really pretty. Then this is going to be your reading, and it's a beautiful yellow color, which I just love. So let's see what the cards have to say. What blessings are coming towards pile 2? What blessings are coming towards pile 2? Okay, so we got the 7 of Pentacles. What blessings are coming towards pile 2? What blessings are coming towards pile 2? What blessings are coming towards pile 2? The Page of Swords. What blessings are coming towards pile 2? What blessings are coming towards pile 2? We got another pentacle, the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, we got the Strength card reversed. What blessings are coming towards pile 2? Queen of Wands. We got the 9 of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. What blessings are coming towards pile 2? We got the 3 of Wands. Any blessings coming towards pile 2? Any more cards? So we got a lot of pentacles so far. So, you know, I do feel like financially there's a lot of stuff wanting to come in. So yeah, I'm getting a vibe, but I want to just pull a couple more cards to see first if that's accurate. Okay, so we got the Sun, which I'm getting really strongly for you guys. I feel like you guys are going to be manifesting or having some kind of like public persona kind of a thing. I don't know, like I'm getting a vibe of someone being on stage or making YouTube videos or having some kind of public recognition of some kind. I don't know, because obviously it's a general reading, so it depends on the person, but I just feel like there's going to be some kind of public recognition. I also feel like there might be an idea that you're having about like a venture you want to start, like some kind of business idea that wants to come in really strongly, and it's like that is going to be really successful. That's going to really lead to financial stuff. I don't know if it's going to happen at first. Like, I feel like it might take a while for you to be working on this idea, but it's coming to you now. We got the Page of Pentacles. It's coming to you now, and you are starting to manifest it. And for many of you, it could be that the idea arrives at that moment. or a partnership happens. Like you're able to suddenly make something happen that you wanted, but you weren't sure how. Oh, we got the King of... I mean, like, could we get more Pentacle cards? It's kind of crazy. It might be that you have been working towards something, but some idea of it changes and you're like, oh, you know what? Actually, I should do it this way instead. We pulled out a lot of cards for you, but I was getting a vibe of just like, I intuitively kind of keep pulling until they tell me to stop. And you were getting some of the cards for pile 1, and sometimes like the energy can overlap. So I wanted to be clear, and then we started getting what I know is the cards for you. So yeah, I feel like there's this venture that wants to come in. There's this idea of something that's going to happen. It might even be that you have been trying to do something else, and that is going to, you're going to be like, oh, you know what? Actually, I don't want to do that. That's not going to benefit me as much. That's not as financially lucrative as I thought it was going to be. Or like, you change tact. Like you're going to have some mental clarity of, oh, this is what I need to do. This is what's going to work out. This is where I should head. And this is the idea that is going to take me in the right direction, kind of a thing. Like, I feel like you might have been trying to do things a certain way, but there's going to be a clarity that makes you change tact that's going to lead to a lot of abundance. Or if you haven't been trying, you're going to start trying. But there's this new thing that wants to come to fruition in your life, different from anything you've been doing in the past. But it's going to bring you a lot of money. And I also feel like there's this element of notoriety or people like noticing it. Like it's going to be public somehow. It could be a YouTube channel, or it could be a business that just like, you know, some businesses, they get covered in magazines, or they get, you know, like a huge Instagram presence, or like the news covers it, or someone's on the cover of Forbes, or, you know, different publications. It's that kind of a thing. Like there is this element of public recognition coming in for you, public awareness. If you're thinking about starting like a YouTube channel or some kind of business that would be public, or like acting or singing, I feel like that is going to come in. And there is going to be this kind of public presence, like I just keep getting like public recognition. It might have been that you've been toiling away on something and just like, you're like, well, why aren't people subscribing to my YouTube? Or why aren't people, you know, following me on Instagram or something like that? And it's about to start happening. There's about to be people being like, oh, hey, like I recognize this person, that I like what they're doing. Like what was once invisible is going to be kind of brought into the light. And also there's this element of, I feel like in a way there might have been things that you haven't been doing exactly right, that you're going to now know, oh, like I should do this. And that little change is going to like completely tweak it, and then you're gonna like be sailing, you know what I mean? So there's this element of like a new venture coming in, and a change, some kind of change or newness that's going to really make all the difference. You know, I'm hearing that phrase from a poem. It's like 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. But I'm hearing that, and that has made all the difference. So it's almost like you've been trying for something, but it hasn't been quite working, and you're gonna tweak it a little bit. You're going to just adjust something, and it's gonna be like, boom, suddenly whatever you were trying for is going to come to fruition and really make sense. I'm hearing that for some of you, you might not even be thinking about something that would be public. Like it might be a business, but you're like, no, I want to be anonymous. And I feel like that's totally cool. For some of you, you might not want to be in the public eye, and I'm getting the vibe that for some of you, you know, that's fine. It will be just more of you're getting this idea that will bring it to blossom. But I feel like no matter what, there's just going to be a lot more eyes on your business or something you've been doing that's going to accelerate your progress. Like there's going to be people noticing you in a way that they haven't before, even if you're doing it anonymously, even if you are just, you know, have a little Etsy shop and you never show your face or something. It's like suddenly a lot more people are going to be clicking on it, kind of a thing. There's just this element of like people noticing you and suddenly that changing things. And then there's this huge aspect of money that wants to come in, but it's also like money that you're working for. I feel like for many of you, you guys have like a business or some kind of thing that you work on, that you were trying to make money from, that is going to really take off. So it could be, you know, like I said, Etsy or Instagram or YouTube, but there's something that you've been putting in the work and it's been really hard and you've had to be like really strong, and that period is kind of coming to an end. It's going to start taking off, and it's like what would take you like, you know, a month to get done before is going to start happening way faster. It's going to take you like a week or a few days, you know? The things that you're like, well, why isn't this blowing up? Why is this taking so much work to do one thing? It's just going to be made a lot easier, you know? And I do feel like for those of you who want to be in the public eye or who want to have kind of a public presence, that is going to really take off and really accelerate. And for those of you who are private, it's just going to be that it's still going to accelerate no matter what. But there's this element of public recognition no matter what. So yeah, if you know, I again, it could be you being a public singer, dancer, actor, but it could also be, you know, you're not showing your real name or something, but whatever you're working on is about to kind of come to fruition, and people are going to be like, oh my God, like, yes, good job. So you're going to get this kind of recognition that you deserve. And yeah, we got one ring circus. So I do feel like for many of you, there's this public presence. I feel like also, you know, you may feel like someone who's kind of overlooked, even romantically, like, oh, I'm going out to restaurants, I'm going out to bars, but like no one's really looking at me, you know, no one's like coming up and asking me out. And it's almost like, okay, the spotlight is going to be put on you now, you know, like this is your moment, this is your time. Some of you might be Pisces, because Pisces is moving into, or Jupiter is moving into the sign of Pisces. And we just got home. So it might be like moving home for you into Pisces. If you're a Pisces, this is going to be your lucky year. Or you might have Jupiter moving into like a really lucky house, like the second house, financial house, or eighth house. Those are two of the financial houses. Or it might be moving into some of the romance houses, like the fifth house or the seventh house. But I just feel like with this new Jupiter movement, like it's going to bring in like a spotlight to you somehow. So if there's an area of your life where you felt overlooked, and for many of you, I feel like it's some kind of a job thing where you've been like putting in the work, trudging along, you've been doing what you need to do, but you haven't been recognized. It's going to suddenly get the recognition that you need and that you deserve. And then for others, I feel like it could be, you know, romantic, or you going out, you getting dressed up, and instead of like, I went out to the clubs and no one came up and no one talked to me, or I've been on Tinder and I haven't gotten any messages, suddenly that's going to blow up and you're going to get the recognition that you deserve. What kind of luck or good blessings does Pile 2 have coming towards them? What kind of luck or blessings does Pile 2 have coming towards them? Okay, so we got Spirit of Place. What other blessings do we have for Pile 2? So it's almost like you've been putting in the work for a while. You have been, you know, I feel like you guys, yeah, I feel like there's this sense about you of like, why hasn't this changed? Like, you feel like you've been doing what you're supposed to do. Intention. I feel like you have been having like the right intentions. It's not like this is suddenly going to be like, you know what, I just randomly decided to do this today. It's like you've been working towards something and you've been putting in the work, but it hasn't been moving forward almost. Or it could be that you haven't, like, you haven't started whatever this is. Like, maybe you really want to start an Etsy shop, or you really want to start a YouTube channel, but the idea's been kind of gesticulating for a while. It's been like banging around in your head. You know, you've been like going back and forth about like, should I do it? But this is an area that you have some kind of expertise in, or it's not like you're just like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel because of nothing. I've never had any training in this and I'm just completely clueless, but I'm just going to start randomly filming people or something. Like, this is some area where you have some kind of knowledge or expertise, or like if you want to go into acting, you've been, you know, to acting school or something. This is something that it's not like it's completely out of the blue. It's like you have been doing the work, you have been working on it, but it just hasn't coalesced into anything. And I feel that it's about to start moving forward. And this is going to bring you into a new area of your life that you might not even, you know, be aware of or be ready for. Like you might have been like, oh, well, it would be cool if XYZ happened. But when XYZ happens, it's going to also bring in like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. Like, you know, it's going to be like this chain reaction kind of, okay, like I knew this would have blessings, but I wasn't expecting it to go down like this. And this is like kind of better than I imagined. I feel like it's going to be different from how you imagine, but in a good way. It's going to bring in like this new life experience. Like almost like you could meet like your soulmate, but it's totally a different like look than you would expect, or a totally different vibe. Like, but you're going to be so happy, you know, or your career is going to happen and you were expecting something, but you weren't fully prepared, you know? It's kind of like, I don't know, like if you know, go to like a luxurious party and you kind of were like, I know it's going to be like a lot of fun. I know it's going to be luxurious, but you're not really prepared for like how good the caviar tastes and how like soft the fabric on the couches are and how like beautiful the candlelight, you know, what are they called? Chandeliers look, and how amazing the like harp music that they have playing in the background is. You know what I mean? Like you were like, oh, it's gonna be a nice party, but you go and it's totally different in an amazing way and you're blown away. And it kind of is like, oh, this is what life can be like. Huh, I never really thought this was an option for me, and this is amazing and I really like this. So I just feel like you're coming into some kind of a new life that you've been working hard, but I feel like you had an idea in your head of what it was going to be like, and it's going to be way better. You know, it's going to be it's going to introduce you to like a new element. I almost feel like for some of you, you guys could move like a far distance. Like you could end up moving like across the world or across the country or something. It's going to be completely unexpected and you're going to be just like, oh, like, but I feel like this is almost like karmic in a way, like in a good way. You've been collecting karma. You've been working on something. Like like I said, it might be that first, because it's a general, so it depends on the person. For some of you might have been trudging away at like a YouTube channel or an Etsy shop or an Instagram or a business, or at your workplace. You've been trudging along, putting in the work, and you have been putting in the work. But for others of you, it might be that you've just had this idea for something like that. Like, oh, I really know I would be good at X, and I should probably try to do something with that, but it's like you haven't actually pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? But even in those situations where you haven't fully jumped in yet, you've been doing some kind of work with it. Like if you want to start a YouTube channel, it's some area that you have some expertise in. It's not just like a prank video of just random stuff. It's like you're showing people how to, you know, cook or how to knit or how to do some kind of a skill, you know, or if you're thinking of going into acting, you've already been taking acting classes, or singing, you've already been singing. And so it's like you've been putting in the work, and that's what Spirit is telling me is like, this person kind of earned it. You know what I mean? that's what they're saying is like, you've earned it. You put in the time, you put in the hours, and I don't even think you guys are expecting a reward at this point. It's almost like you've been working so hard at it for so long that you're just like, oh yeah, this is normal, and I'm okay making like X amount of money from it because it's not that much, but it's okay. And Spirit's like, no, we're about to blast off. You don't even have any idea of what's about to happen. Like, buckle in, baby, because we're about to blast off and you have no freaking clue where we're going. That's kind of what they're telling me. Is like, you're going to be really surprised. And it's going to take you to new places that you never really thought. I do feel like, honestly, I keep getting this public recognition thing. Public recognition. It just keeps hammering into me. And I kind of hate saying certain of these things during readings because in my mind, I keep being like, especially, I don't know, like a lot of the people in my life aren't like public figures. You know, I'm not living like in the middle of, you know, Beverly Hills or something where like, you know, everyone I know is like a famous singer or something. So when I keep hearing public recognition, I kind of almost don't want to say it because I'm like, what percentage of people are like actors or singers? Like, I don't want it to be so specific that people like one person it applies to and everyone else is like, huh? Like, but I just keep getting that public recognition for you guys. Public recognition. Even if you're trying to keep this on the DL, I'm hearing that it's just not going to work. Even if you're a private person, you might have like 10th house Scorpio or, you know, Scorpio ascendant, or I feel like even if you're a private person, for some of you, you might be like, yes, I'm ready to be public. You know, I'm so excited. But I'm saying, even if you're not ready, sorry, but it's gonna happen. You are going to be somehow in the public eye or get public recognition for this. And it might not be, you know, that you're on the cover of People magazine, because obviously it's a general reading, but it just might be that, you know, your shop gets a lot of coverage, or suddenly your Instagram page picks up, or someone wants to cover it or something, like, or a lot of people start shopping there and suddenly you have kind of a fan base, you know what I mean? Or you're working at work and, you know, suddenly your boss is like, who did this project? And they're like, oh, it was this person. It was Sarah. And they're like, oh, Sarah did this? Oh my God. And put it in the company newsletter kind of a thing. But there is some aspect of you being brought into the spotlight. I'm feeling that very strongly. You are going to get some kind of people being like, wow, like, and paying attention to you in a new way. I'm seeing the spotlight, like literally, like, you know, they'll have like spotlights at like a show, like a, you know, I'm actually seeing, you know, a stage and like the curtains and stuff, but the spotlight is being pulled from the person on stage and directed into the audience, onto like a random audience member. And I'm actually seeing the audience member being like, huh, what the heck's going on? And it's like, it's on them. And I feel like that's you. Like, for some reason, you guys don't expect this necessarily, or you might not feel ready for it for many of you, but it's gonna happen. And if you are already like trying to be in the public eye, trying to have an Instagram or, you know, an acting career, I feel like that is going to blow up. I just feel like many of you aren't ready for it, like you're not expecting it. Even if you've been trying to like act or model or something, I feel like you guys have kind of expected or accepted like, well, maybe I'm not gonna be, you know, super worldwide famous, but it's like, that's kind of the energy that's happening. I'm not saying all of you are going to be like, you know, on the cover of every magazine and stuff, but I just feel like there is going to be a level of public recognition for you that you probably didn't expect was possible. You know, there's going to be this element of like people clamoring for you somehow, or multiple people being aware of you, multiple people being like, I really like the vibe of this person, and tuning into you in that way. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is that this is long overdue, that you have deserved this for a long time, and you've been putting in the work somehow. You might have gone through like a hard period or something, I don't know, or been studying kind of a craft or something for a long time. But there's some element that you've been working really hard, and you've passed like the test, kind of. Like, I feel like you were in a period of testing, and it's about to end, and it's almost like you've felt overlooked somehow. Maybe that's why you see yourself as in the audience and not on stage, because again, I've never seen this image before of someone taking a spotlight from the stage and putting it in the audience on a certain person, but that's what I'm seeing. You might feel like, well, I'm not on stage, but that's what's about to happen. I just feel like you're not accepting it. You've almost expecting it. You've almost resigned yourself to like, well, it's just going to be here, but it's about to like blow up and you're about to go to another level. And they're saying that, like, again, you deserve it. You've earned it. Like, this is you've earned every bit of it. You don't need to feel like, I feel like some of you feel like are just so not expecting it, or just not, almost like, oh, well, this is for someone else, or you're not fully like leaning into like, I absolutely deserve this, I own it, I claim it, but it's gonna come for you, and you're gonna be even more like shocked by how it turns out. I feel like it's not just gonna be one thing that happens that like, oh, this is nice, now I have, an extra 1,000 Instagram followers and that's it, and my life is the same. It's like, it's going to be a chain reaction. Like, one of the 1,000 Instagram followers is a, person that asks you out on a date, and then you go on the date, and then it goes really well, and next thing you know, you're like engaged, kind of a thing. But I feel like for many of you, it's just big numbers. Like, it's like a blow up. It's more than 1,000, it's like a lot of new eyes on you. And again, I feel like it's almost like wherever you go out now, the attention is going to be on you. Like, you could go out to the club and you might be used to like, I'm going to go out with all my girls and we're going to dress up and, whatever, probably no one will talk to me. No one ever talks to me, but it's fine. And suddenly it's like, you can't go out without like 5 guys coming up and offering to buy you a drink. Or if you're a guy, vice versa. But it's just like, suddenly you are kind of the star, the center of attention. And that I feel like you guys deserve that. You're also kind of unassuming. You're not like fully yourselves. And so I feel like that's one of the reasons why this is coming to you, is because they really feel like, you've really passed all the tests, like spiritually and stuff. You have been humble and stuff, but you've continued putting in the work, and you deserve this. You deserve to have these blessings showered down on you, and you're going to get them. They are going to come to you, and I think you're going to be totally blown away by everything that's going to come in. You're just going to be like, oh my God, yes, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm so happy about it. Let me pull some more cards. What does pile 2, what kind of blessings does pile 2 have coming for them? What kind of blessings does pile 2 have coming for them? What kind of blessings does pile 2 have coming for them? Okay, so we got 2 yeses, which is just confirmation that we're seeing the right thing. Helpful people. So I do feel like, yeah, there's this element of like, all of a sudden, lots of people paying attention to you, and lots of people just being so interested in you. I feel like, and big happy changes. I just think this is going to usher in so much change. Like, you would never expect it if you tried to imagine it. See, and we got, there's something better. Like, it's just going to be so incredible when it comes in, that you are going to be like, oh wow, this is way nicer than I thought it was going to be. Like, again, it's like that metaphor of the nice party with the caviar. It's almost like someone was just like, hey, do you want to go to this party? It's going to be okay. And you're like, sure, I mean, whatever, I have nothing else to do. But you weren't expecting it to be like 5-star in a mansion, in a palace, with like everyone in ball gowns and like amazing food and, like gold decorations everywhere. That's the vibe, is it's going to be way above and beyond your expectations. And whatever you had in your mind of like, that would be kind of cool, it's going to be totally different, but in a really positive way. I also feel like this might not come in right away. It might not come in like immediately, but it is going to be coming in. I think for some of you, it will come in pretty soon. And for others, it might take a couple months or even like a year, but this is what you're working towards. And I don't think it's going to take that long for most of you. I think it is going to be working its way in very soon. And you're going to start seeing signs of it. I'm hearing you should look out for signs because, they will give you indications. It might be like suddenly you get a little bump in your business, or suddenly your manager at your job is like, hey, you did a good job with that. And it's not like it blows up right away, but you start seeing signs of like, damn, like, I wasn't expecting to get that kind of praise. I just was doing my job, but oh, that was nice. Like, that is like a hint though of what's to come, because this is about to blow up. And again, it's a general reading. So what I'm getting is for some of you, this change is kind of happen very soon. Like I would say weeks or months. So not like immediately, but like pretty soon it's going to start happening. And then others, it might take a little bit longer, but I just think this is an energy that's been gathering. It's been building like slowly, like just like one block at a time. It's starting to happen, but this is something that you've been working towards. And like I keep hearing that you've accumulated this karma. I feel like you guys have been through a lot, but you've stayed consistent. You've been willing to work hard. You've kind of taken your knocks. It's like things haven't really gone your way the whole time, but you've been really cheerful. You've kept a really good attitude, and you've been really positive, and you've been willing to like, okay, that's gonna be how it goes. That's okay with me. Like, you are not someone that like expected everything to like turn out in your favor right away. But that's why you're going to be so shocked by this and just like blown away by it. It's because like you weren't expecting it to like blast into your life the way it's going to. Like, and so it's almost like Cinderella going to a ball or something. Like, you know how in Cinderella, her sisters, and like the movie Ever After, which I love, that's such an underrated movie, but like her sisters, her stepsisters or whatever, they're very like entitled, and they're always thinking like, oh, I'm gonna wear the best dress to the ball, and I'm going to have this, and all the men are gonna look at me, and I deserve the best, I deserve to marry the prince, And then Cinderella comes in, and Cinderella's all like, I'm just happy to be here. I wasn't expecting to go here. I'm happy to wear my rags, but I guess I can wear this ball gown, kind of a thing. Like, she's not expecting anything, and that's one of the reasons why she gets rewarded. And it's not that you have to have low self-esteem, but it's just that you guys have kept such a positive energy and been willing to take all the hard knocks, that it's like I'm hearing you pass the test. And Spirit is really proud of how you handled yourself and that you've gotten through these storms. And so that's one of the reasons why you have these big surprises coming towards you. It's almost like before you got blessed, Spirit, you needed to pass the test. That rhymes. I just made that up. Before you got blessed, you needed to pass the test, and that's what's going to happen. I'm trademarking that. But yeah, so you passed, and they just are impressed by how humble you've been. And I feel like you're just the type of person that when something bad happens, you might be upset at first, but you're very like steady. I'm almost getting like a Capricorn vibe or something. Like you just keep going, keep working, just like, okay, whatever. You never expected to be like the belle of the ball, or to have blessings rain down on you. You never expected to have someone just give you money, or to have everything be accelerated. But that's why it's going to happen, is because you've kept yourself humble. You have never, been demanding or entitled. And that is why they are going to have so much fun blessing you and seeing your reaction. It's like, oh my God, like that was one of the reasons why the fairy godmother was so wanting to work with Cinderella, because she could have helped anyone, but she wanted to help Cinderella because it's like to see Cinderella's face when she gets the new dress, or when the pumpkin got turned into the coach. Like, that's part of the fun for the godmother, is like, just wow, she could have been entitled, but she's so humble and she's so happy for all this stuff. And that's one of the reasons why they want to reward you, is because you've been through these kind of storms, and you're not like someone that's like all about yourself or selfish. You've just been very steady and consistent. So let me get some astro dice. Oh, okay. I guess we'll go with that. Okay, so we got Pisces, which I said already you might be Pisces because I feel like Jupiter is coming in. Well, I know Jupiter is coming into Pisces, so for many of you, you guys might be Pisces or have strong Pisces in your chart because I just feel like Jupiter is going to start having a strong presence in your life. Jupiter, I should have mentioned this, but it's really a planet of multiple things, but one of the main things is luck. It rules over luck. So whenever Jupiter is transiting over your sun sign or your first house, or if you have like a stellium, so multiple planets, it's going to just bless whatever area in your life. So yeah, you guys could also have a Pisces ascendant or a stellium in Pisces, so multiple planets in Pisces, so like Venus, Mars, Mercury, whatever. But I just feel like for so many of you, you're going to have Jupiter in like a major aspect of your life, just coming in and really blessing something for you. And it's going to be like almost like everything you touch is gold. Like you have the Midas touch and you're like, how did I suddenly become lucky? Because I feel like you guys don't consider yourselves like a super lucky person. You don't expect that everything is going to go your way. You're very resigned to like, nah, it probably won't happen for me or something. It's like you guys have 6th house here, or 6, which is ruled by Virgo, which is kind of similar to the Capricorn energy I was picking up on. They're both earth signs. And I feel like, you know, you guys are, like, Virgo can be kind of pessimistic. Virgo can kind of see the flaws. That's why they're really good cleaners, because they come into a room and they see the mess. They don't, you know, overlook it. And I feel like it's not that you guys are pessimistic, but you guys are just expecting, like, oh, it's just not going to be amazing. It's not like I expect to be swept off my feet and have the best of the best of the best. You guys are very humble and willing to work hard. You guys have such a strong earthy energy, so you might have strong Virgo or Capricorn in your chart. Like I said, I just get such a Cap vibe, but Virgo would apply as well, and also Taurus. And then also the moon. So again, I feel like this is just going to be, you know, kind of a gift from like your spirit guides, and it's going to be something that you're not expecting. Like moon can also be like hidden stuff, kind of your subconscious. And I feel like you have had this energy coming in for a while, but it's almost like they're excited to surprise you. Like I think that since she's her godmother, like that was around, Cinderella had that godmother the whole time, but she like never knew, you know, until she just showed up one night. And it's like, but she was there. And I feel like you have this blessing that wants to come in, but you're just kind of like, you don't expect it. You don't see it about yourself. Like it's kind of like that girl that's like really beautiful, but just doesn't. She's like, oh, I'm not that attractive. And everyone's like, yeah, no, you are. You're like stunning. And I feel like that's you. You just don't expect yourself to be blessed in the way you're about to be blessed. But that's kind of one of the reasons why it's going to be so fun for your guides and your angels and stuff to just kind of shower you with this good stuff that really wants to come in. So yeah, I mean, you've been putting in the work and now you are ready to have this stuff start manifesting. And I just feel like it's you've been preparing, but you are not going to be prepared for this. It's going to be better than what you thought, and you are going to be set on a different path, I feel, than you were on. So you might have been heading in one trajectory, but it's like we're about to be rerouted, but in a good way, you know? I'm seeing like someone on Google Maps where it's like, would you like to take a detour? And it's like, you know how you have the option sometimes to select like, yes, shave off 10 minutes off your time or something. But it's like, instead of you going through, you thought you were going through like a boring bad part of town or something, and now it takes you through like this amazing countryside with like the most beautiful views you've ever seen. And like, you're like, I didn't even know this was here. I didn't know that we had like vineyards right next to like the downtown area or something. Like, it's going to be so much better. The journey is going to be so much better than you thought, and just set you on like a really new path. So I am really excited for you guys. This is awesome. I wish I could come along for this ride because it sounds like a lot of fun. So I really hope that helped you guys. If it resonated, please let me know. I love hearing your stories and stuff. And of course, make sure to like and subscribe. I post these videos every few days. So if you want to see more, make sure you're subscribed. And I will be back very shortly to give you guys another reading. So I will see you guys then. Have an awesome day. Bye. Hey pile 3, so if you guys picked this beautiful amethyst stone, this is going to be your reading. Amethyst is the crystal of psychic intuition. It rules over connecting to the spirit realm and your, divine intuition. And also it is the birthstone of February. So if you are an Aquarius or a Pisces, you might have picked this pile, but it's okay if you're not. It will still apply to you. But let's get into your reading. So, what blessings are coming towards pile 3? What blessings are coming towards pile 3? What blessings are coming towards pile 3? Okay, so we got the Moon. We got the Queen of Swords. The Chariot. The Ace of Cups. Blessings. We got Strength. I'm already getting kind of we got the Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. So that's good because that rules over luck. So that might be new luck coming into your life. Again, with the Pisces thing, because Pisces is having Jupiter enter into it very shortly. So again, some of you might be Pisces because you guys kind of are the lucky sign for this next year. What luck? Okay, the Fool, the Seven of Cups, or the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Wands. What luck is coming towards pile 3? The Nine of Swords, the Two of Cups, the the Six of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. What blessings? Blessings coming towards pile 3. Because some of these cards are not blessings. Blessings. Okay, we got the Six of Wands reversed. The Page of Cups, the King of Pentacles, we love to see that, and the Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, I feel like, what I'm getting a vibe is that you're leaving something behind in the past. I'm feeling like you guys, what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you guys have been underappreciated from someone or something. Like you guys have not been getting the appreciation that you deserve. I feel like I hate to say it because I know it's a blessing reading, but I feel like there's a realization coming that there's something ending, but this is going to bring in something new, something really new and beautiful for you guys. I'm really getting kind of a relationship vibe, that there might have been a relationship that you were really kind of holding on to or connected to, and it's almost like you have someone new coming in. With the King of Pentacles, I feel like there is someone who wants to come in who's like a caretaker, a provider. I'm almost getting a vibe that there is someone in the past that took you for granted, that you almost had to convince that you were special, that you were worthy, that you were bringing stuff to the table, and that this new person is just amazed by you and will not ever take you for granted. I feel like in the past you really had to kind of prove yourself of like, I am good enough, I am worthy, like you're such a sweet energy, and I feel like you deserve so much. You deserve so much love in return. I feel like you do a lot for people, or for this person in particular. You're very emotional, sweet, loving, and I feel like there was someone who was just kind of taking that, almost taking it for granted. Like there was someone that you kept hoping was going to see, like, oh, I am worthy, I am good enough. And so, yeah, I just feel like there's this new person that wants to come in who is not going to take you for granted. Who is going to appreciate you and bring so much to the table and bring stuff of their own. Like they want to take care of you. They really want to give you a different kind of love than you give, but they want to provide for you and do so much for you in the way you give to a lot of the people you're around, Again, I just get the vibe that in the past there's people that have not seen you for the beauty that you bring to the table. And so, yeah, I think that, it's just not, they haven't appreciated you the way you deserve. This person is just going to really kind of sweep you off your feet and just be so, proud and just honored to be with you, which I feel like is what you deserve. I feel like you have just really just given your all to certain people that didn't deserve it. And it's almost like you've been waiting for someone to repay you and to give you, this kind of the same energy you give them. And I feel like the person that's coming in, I feel like for many of you, this is like a new man, just being honest. And it's like a caretaker type of energy. Like this is someone who wants to take care of you. This is someone who wants to really look out for you and protect you and help you and financially be there for you, and would not have a problem with, I feel like you give a lot of emotional support, and this person wants to echo it back. Maybe in a different way, maybe they are not the type of super loving, not that they're not loving, but they're not the type, I feel like you're a good conversationalist, and you're also very loving and kind of let me help you with your emotions kind of a thing. Someone can come to you and tell you how, upset they are about their day, and you will be totally down to listen and to be really, understanding and kind of pat them on the back and stuff. And maybe this person isn't as good at that, and maybe they are more direct, and they're not gonna sit around and kind of braid your hair. But they are supportive in so many other ways. They will take care of you. They will take you out to eat. They will, that's more their way of showing love, is they want to, help you with, I feel like they want to help you with a lot of the situations in your life, concrete stuff, maybe get you a better, I don't know, better clothes, or put you in a nicer living situation or something. This person, that's kind of how they show love. They may show love through giving gifts and stuff, but it's they're also a protector, and it's not because they don't care, or they're I don't have emotions, but it's more that's just how they feel comfortable giving. That might be their love language, is gifts. But it's it's the same energy that you have. You are a caretaker, kind of mothering type energy. And I feel like you've done that with other partners, but they've kind of taken advantage of it. It's you had partners who were kind of immature and who kind of just took you for granted. Oh, well, thanks for doing that, but it's kind of what they expected. They never gave you the thanks that you deserve. And this person might have been in the same, but again, it's where you do that with emotions and comforting people and being very sweet and motherly. This person does it by maybe being more financially there, or being hey, I'll help you with this project, or I will help you with this thing around your house that's broken, I'll come over and I'll fix it. I feel a lot of times people say men and women have trouble communicating because women want to talk about their feelings and men want to have a concrete answer solution. And I feel that's kind of a vibe I'm getting, where this person is more the type to be well, I can, if you're oh, I'm really upset because my car broke down, they're not just gonna be oh, well, that sucks, I'm sorry, but let's watch a movie and I'll make you feel better. They're gonna be oh, okay, well, I'll come over with my tools and I'll look at it and I'll fix it. Or I'll have it towed to my garage, the garage I go to for my car's repairs, and I'll have them take a look at it. Or maybe even I will, lease you a new car or something like that. This person is generous, I feel. So it's almost and you might at first be well, you don't care about my emotions because you're not willing to talk about it, but it's almost they really want to go above and beyond that. And to them, that's how they show their love. And they might not, at first there might be that a little bit of a miscommunication where you're like, wait, but I wanted to sit around and talk about this, and they're like, but I'll just pay for it to be fixed. And I feel like maybe you at first are like, what the heck is this? Because you're not used to someone taking care of you in this way. But I feel like with time, you're going to be like, wow, like this is exactly what I feel, so safe. Like I feel like this person's just going to make you feel really safe in a way that you haven't felt before, you know? And you're gonna be like, oh damn, I can focus on kind of other things. Like this person really has my back. It's almost like you felt like people didn't have your back, almost like you felt like you had to fight for every little crumb, you know? Like I almost feel like you've been like trying to prove yourself to someone. Like there might be someone that you really like wanted to be in a relationship with, or were close to, and this person, like, so we got moonlight, so you guys really might be like a Cancer moon or something, or have a strong moon in your chart. But so you know, I feel like follow the leader. Yeah, this guy has a very like leader energy, very strong like masculine energy. Just being honest, it could, if it's gender flipped, it could be, you know, a woman, but she's very strong in her masculine energy, that's for sure. If you're a guy asking about a girl or whatever, but yeah, so, or a girl asking about a girl, but yeah, so I feel like you've been coming out of this period where you have felt very alone, and it's almost like, again, you had to prove to people, like, I'm worthy, I deserve love, but you never felt like they got it. Going if they would do something nice, it was kind of like begrudging. Like I'm seeing someone getting someone like Valentine's chocolates, but it's like they're going to the drugstore and picking out the absolute cheapest ones at like 11 p.m. on Valentine's Day after they put it like half on sale. You know what I mean? And they're like, whatever, just take these. Like, and then they'll come over like, okay, you kept complaining about Valentine's Day, so here's your gift. Like, it's like the bare minimum. Like, I feel like you kind of you were in a dynamic, whether you actually dated this person or not, you were in this dynamic where you felt like you had to prove to them. It might be someone that you just had a quick situationship with, but you always felt like you never knew where you stood with them. You know what I mean? Like they almost pulled the strings, and you were kind of like, okay, do they feel this way? Do they feel that way? Like you really had to wonder about their intentions, about their thoughts, about their feelings, about what they thought about you. And I feel like it's not even that this person didn't care about you. This person is just very self-centered. It's not like they thought you were like a loser and they didn't want anything to do with you, or they were like, oh, this person isn't worth anything. It's that they're just very self-centered, and they don't have the emotional capability to come towards you the way you come towards them, like caretaking them and, you know, helping them with their emotions. Even if this person isn't someone that you fully dated and it was just a situationship, I just feel like there's this dynamic of you hoping that they're going to see your worth and they're going to see your value, and they are going to come to you the way, you know, the way you try to come towards them. Like, I feel like you're the type of person where if you're in a relationship or even a friendship or a family, you are like a caretaker energy. You are like, let me cook for you. Like, did you have enough to eat? Oh my gosh, like, sit down, tell me about your day. Like, you worry about people also. You're someone that, like, if someone is like, oh, I'm leaving and I'm going to be, you know, I'm going to drive home now, you're like, did you make it back okay? Like, you worry about that stuff. You know, you think about the people that you're close to in your life, and you like look out for them, and that's a very sweet thing. I almost feel like sometimes you beat yourself up of like, why do I care so much about this person, or why do I care so much about people? Because it's never been reciprocated. It's almost like you think you're the weird one because you're so used to looking out for others and they never give it back. So you think, is there something wrong with me? Am I crazy? Am I like a clinger, or am I too much? Like, because you never had anyone else do the same for you. You've just always instinctually done it for others. And again, I just really think so many of you have a strong Cancer in your chart. And so I feel like with this person, they are kind of doing like the masculine equivalent. because again, Cancer energy is motherly. You do it more in like a watery kind of like emotional way, like a caretaking way, in like a, so like Cancer rules the home, you know, and it also rules mothers and mother relationships. So it's kind of like, you know how a mom, like an ideal mom, obviously not all of us have this, but it's like an ideal storybook mom. It's like you go into her house and it's beautifully decorated and she has like an apple pie cooling in the windowsill and everything smells nice and there's like a burning candle or a fireplace or something, and she's like, oh, sit down in front of the fire and like tell me about your day and have some pie. And do you want pie? I have ice cream too on the side. Did you want some lemonade? I just made tea. You know, that's kind of your vibe. That's like the ultimate archetype of Cancer. So obviously that's like in an ideal world where money's not an object and all the stuff we have to deal with in the day-to-day world is not into play. But that's like the archetype kind of Cancer. And I feel like that's your vibe, even if you don't have the house and maybe you can't bake a pie from scratch, but you know, maybe you can use a frozen pie from like the grocery store, but you have that caretaking instinct where you like to like help people and listen to their problems and feed them and take care of them in that watery way. And this person is more of the masculine ideal. So it's more of coming at it from like, I'll take care of you financially. I will take care of, you know, if something's broken, I'll fix it. If you have a problem, I'll solve it. If you know, need like concrete help, maybe I'm not the best at sitting around and talking through your problems, but I will help you in every way I can and do whatever I can for you and always protect you. And it's like, I feel like at first, like you're so not used to that you've been dealing with someone who is so this person that's coming in is very strong in their masculine energy. And again, I'm sorry if you are a man asking about a woman, because this is just so gendered, this reading, that I'm just getting such strong gendered vibes. But it could be a very, you know, it also could be flipped. It could be totally flipped where you're having a woman come in who's going to be very motherly. That could be what's going on for some of you men out there. But this dynamic that's coming in is very like gendered. And I feel like it's actually going to work really beautifully in the way that the traditional yin yang works in like ancient spirituality, where there is this kind of masculine provider who is very, you know, not maybe the best with emotions, but is amazing with like problem solving and getting things done and being, you know, being, what's it called? Like doing things like, you know, going for it and being conscientious and kind of, I keep blanking on the word, like, you know, not waiting for problems to solve themselves, but taking action and taking initiative. Like that's, and then there's also this feminine energy that's so beautiful and healing and sweet and very caretaking and very emotionally regulating. Like even though the guy comes in and is like, emotions, I don't really have those, the girl kind of brings it out, you know, and kind of takes care of him. And then I feel like the female energy might be like, I don't need help with my, you know, car or my life or my bills or something, and kind of doesn't know how to take it at first. And then learns to trust and learns like, I can really depend on this person and they're really going to protect me. I feel like both of the people in this love connection have never had someone take care of them in that way before, and kind of isn't used to that opposite caretaking energy. Because the thing is, both masculine and feminine energy are caretakers, just in different ways. But the divine feminine is more of a caretaker in like emotional and like the kind of the home sense, so like cooking and stuff like that. And the divine masculine is caretaking in terms of money, finances, and also, you know, protective stuff like physical protection and, you know, building a house and all those things. So it's almost like neither one has had these. I feel like in both of them have been in relationships where they were doing all the work, just in different ways, you know. They're both very in their masculine and feminine divine. You know, they're both very like exalted versions of the masculine and then the feminine, obviously separately. And so both of them have been in relationships where it's like they were kind of with takers who saw that side of them but just kind of were like, okay, and didn't reciprocate with that divine yin or yang that echoes back, you know, the energy just in a different way. And I feel like both of them are kind of going to be like, huh? Like, what is this? Like, the guy is going to be like, wait, you want to sit down and feed me and have me talk about my emotions? Like, huh? Like, I don't know about that. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of a little shocking or a little like, I don't know how to take this, because I'm used to calling the, like, I'm used to doing all the work, and now suddenly you want to like take over and you want me to sit down and talk about my feelings? Like, I don't like this. But eventually he's going to learn like, oh, this is so amazing that I can access and have this part of my life. And then the woman is kind of going to be like, wait, you want to help me pay my bills? Or you want to like take care of my car and get the oil changed? Like, I don't need that. But then suddenly is like, you know what? This is amazing. I can relax. I feel so much more at ease. Like, I can really trust this person. And it's just going to be this beautiful divine union where both sides open up and learn to open themselves to the other possibilities of like someone coming in and just giving them the love that they maybe always wanted but never knew that was what they wanted, you know? So yeah, I just feel like this energy that wants to come in, it's just so beautiful. I do feel like, so we got reconsider. I do feel like at first you're gonna be kind of like, huh? Like, again, like it's just like you're so not used to being treated this well, and we just got trust and it's reversed. I feel like at first you're not gonna trust because you've had your heart broken a little bit. So at first you're gonna be like, what is this? No, like maybe you have an angle, like why are you trying to help me? Why are you trying to pay my bills or something? But then eventually it's going to be like, oh, this is how it can be. This is how it can be, and it's going to be amazing. And you're just going to feel like this new kind of portal opened up into, like, I didn't even know this was possible. This is something kind of from like a storybook, you know? This is something that I thought could never happen to me, you know? One of the cards fell out. So, it's within the next few months. So that might be something that comes in right away, or within a few, months, and you're kind of not like expecting it. I feel like in a way you've been dealing with this past situationship or whatever this was, where this person didn't treat you the way you were supposed to be treated. And we also got a year from now. So it's kind of the same timeline, like not exactly, but it's not going to be, I feel like it's going to take a while it's not going to take a while, but this is like gesticulating. It's like coming into play, but it maybe is not going to happen like boom right away. But this is what is going to start moving into your life. And it's just this really beautiful energy. Okay, and we got within the next few weeks. So, I mean, I feel like it could be, it could be any of those times. So that's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I feel like since it's a general reading, it depends on the person. It could really be different for each of you in this reading, but it is coming in, and I just feel like this is a major energy shift in your life, so a lot needs to change. I think more and more it's going to come in for you guys. What I'm hearing is it will come in when you finally give up this other person and you're fully over them, and you might feel like, well, that's never going to happen because I really care about this person so much and I just could never see that like taking place. But I'm hearing that it will, and once it does, it's like this is just gonna magically come in. So let's spin the Astro dice. Oh, okay. So we got 5th house, House of Love, Pisces. Love my Pisces. I'm definitely getting a watery vibe. And then we got Saturn. So yeah, that is definitely the masculine. I feel like that's the masculine role that's coming in. That's like a caretaker, someone who's a really hard worker, someone who's very ambitious, someone who really has so much like respect for you and so many goals that they're going after, and also is just, again, willing to like take care of you in whatever way they can, and is just a really hard worker. And then Pisces is very similar to Cancer. They are both water signs, and Pisces can also be that like kind of mother figure, caretaker, very sweet, very emotional, and this is definitely the vibe for you. And then fifth house is ruled by Leo, but it also rules over like love and relationships. And I just feel like, yeah, this is really about this relationship that wants to move in. That's just so beautiful. I feel like this is really a divinely orchestrated relationship, and it's also going to teach you so much about what you deserve. I just feel like you guys have accepted less than you deserve, and you guys have accepted treatment that's like beneath you. You know, you deserve more than you realize. And I feel like you have thought that like, oh, well, this is just how it goes. This is just how relationships are. Or maybe you're not, some of you aren't even that experienced in relationships. Like, I feel like you've been hung up, a lot of you, on someone that just, again, didn't appreciate you or see you for who you are. And it's not that they like looked down on you or saw you as like, oh, they're just not that great, but this person that you have been still thinking about is so self-centered and very focused on themselves that it's almost like they were incapable of thinking about you. That's what's so wonderful about this new energy coming in, is that they are very other focused. They love to take care of the people they love. They love to help those that they, love. And they've been like, you guys have had the same kind of relationship past, just in totally different ways. One in the divine masculine way and one in the divine feminine way. But you've been dealing with people who were like toxic masculine and toxic feminine, or distorted masculine, distorted feminine. Like, you've been with people that were not able to really appreciate or see your value, and didn't know how to reciprocate those things. Like, a lot of times when confronted, you would think everyone would love dealing with a divine masculine man that's willing to pay for stuff and, wants to take care of them. But a lot of women don't know how to receive that. They're like, what is this? Like, I don't know what this is. And a lot of guys don't know how to receive it either. Like, they don't know how to deal with a woman that is like, hey, let me cook for you, and like talk about your emotion. They're just like, huh? Like, wait a minute, what are you trying to trap me or something? Like, it's like almost like people that have not worked on their own issues will take those into other relationships. And I just feel like you have been trying to prove to someone, like, I am good enough, see the beauty in me, see what I'm bringing to the table. And it's just like, you've almost been banging, I think in a way you kept hoping that this would improve. You kept hoping that this person would see you. And it's almost like, I'm also getting a vibe that Neptune rules over Pisces. And actually, so if you guys are Pisces suns, Neptune has been transiting through Pisces for the past like 12 years. So a really long time. I mean, yeah. So Neptune has really long transits, like the longest in the zodiac. So Neptune has been there for a really long time, and you guys might have been dealing. So when Neptune transits over your sign, it does a lot of different things. It brings in creativity, psychic ability, but it also can bring in delusion, and it can bring in, so Neptune is kind of like cloudy, ethereal, and like kind of like mists of Avalon or something, like just, it's kind of hard to see what's in front of you, and there's so much beauty in that, but it can also create the inability to see the truth. And I almost feel like you kept hoping that this relationship would change, that this person would change, that they would see you for all you bring to the table, which is so much, by the way. You guys are just, I feel like you are so many people's like dream partner, and you don't even realize that because you've been wasting it on someone that just is not capable of seeing you. It's almost like this person was wearing sunglasses, or they just couldn't see you. They had like bad vision or something, So you keep doing all this stuff in front of them, and they're not even capable of seeing it. They not only are they're not ignoring it, they don't even know what's going on. you know, and you keep hoping that, oh, if I do this, they'll come back to me, or maybe they're going to text me, or maybe, and you've actually been really alone in it, I think, without even realizing. You keep hoping that this is going to coalesce into something beautiful. And the fact is, what you have coming towards you is so much more beautiful. You deserve so much more. And this is someone who wants to come in, who wants to take care of you. There's also this aspect of them being financially abundant and wanting to provide for you in a way that will be more luxurious and a beautiful life situation, you know? I mean, we got the Golden Palace. I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind living there. I don't know about you guys. Definitely sign me up. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm down to move in whenever. I can get the moving truck ready. I can call up U-Haul. Like, just let me know. And so this is where this person wants to bring you. They want to, like, help you level up and bring you into this new period of wonderful abundance. And you keep dreaming about this person from the past who's just so kind of beneath you and just not on your level, you know, at all. And I feel like this, you know, it's funny. I feel like this past relationship thing that you have attached to you, this person does think about you. This person does cling on to you. But it's almost like they take you for granted. And as soon as you get in this new relationship is when they're going to really realize, like, oh my God, this person brought so much to me and I'm never going to find anyone like them. But you keep hoping they're going to realize it and they're not mature enough to. You leaving them will probably start them on the journey to finally realizing it and getting it and having it finally click for them, everything you brought to the table. But the fact is, they've taken you for granted for so long that you just deserve more. And even if it's going to take them years to grow. And even after they grow all that they can grow, they are never going to reach the level that this person you have coming in has. This person is very strong in their divine masculine. This person is very powerfully a caretaker and really respects you and really will see all you bring to the table, and you won't have to convince them and you won't have to do a song and dance, and you're going to finally experience what it's like to be taken care of, just in a different way. You might be the one to cook for them, but they're going to be the one to, help you financially or help you, organize certain things in your life. Like, again, you guys caretake in different ways, but you both have that instinct. Neither of you is like a taker, just like, I just want to use someone and I don't mind and they can do all the work, whatever. You guys both love to take care of each other, and I feel like, again, both of your partners in the past have not known what to make of it. It's almost like, well, are you doing this for some advantage? But you're just a natural caretaker. You're just a naturally giving, sweet, loving person. And so is this person in different ways. And both of you, I almost feel like both of you have been killing time to because you needed to wait and like kill time to make this relationship happen. You know how it's like, when you go to like a restaurant or something and you're like, at least in the US this happens, you're like, how long is the wait? And they're like, oh, like an hour or 45 minutes or something. And you're like, ugh. So then you have to ask your friends, like, well, okay, where could we go? Is there like a bar nearby and we could get a little pre-drink? Or maybe there's like a little ice cream shop and we could, I don't know, get an ice cream cone or something. But we need to kill a little time before the meal starts, because it's not gonna, we don't have an opening until 45 minutes away from now. So let's go down and let's grab a glass of wine at the local little bar down the street, kind of a thing. And that's what's happening here. I feel like you guys, it wasn't the time for you guys to meet before. Like, things needed to be lined up and like oriented by all the team on the other side, and so they needed to have you guys kind of like both hung up in these stupid relationships. I don't think this other person has anyone else in their heart, but I feel like they have had relationships where they've been like, oh, I really like this person. But once you guys both meet each other, it's gonna like really, especially once you reach that point where you can really trust each other, it's going to be so much deeper than anything. You're going to be like, oh, I can't remember I can't believe I felt I was in love with that person, because this is so much deeper. It's so much more meaningful. It's like a spiritual kind of love. And I just feel like you're not going to even believe that you hung up on someone, that you were hung up on someone who treated you the way they treated you. And this other person is going to kind of feel the same. Like, damn. But, you know, it's kind of like you both needed that, because you both realize how lucky you are. Neither one of you are going to take the other for granted, because you both have had those other relationships where, you know, it wasn't that great. And so now when you have this amazing person, you're actually going to fully fully appreciate them. You're going to fully be very deeply, deeply embedded with them and deeply appreciative of everything they bring to the table. You're not gonna be like, oh, this is just normal for a relationship. You're gonna realize that a lot of relationships, it's one person working and the other just taking, and you're just going to be so thrilled with each other. And I feel like that's just what's so beautiful. I could see you guys both like getting so excited about giving each other gifts, at Christmas or something. Like both of you being like, oh my God, like I can't wait to see their face when I give them XYZ, And so it's just this beautiful relationship that really wants to come in, this beautiful dynamic of, love and trust and really being able to trust each other. And I just feel like this is something that you are such a sweetheart, such a sweet soul, and also such a sweet partner who has given so much that you really deserve this. You really deserve this new love. You really deserve to have this, this old, like, I don't want to be mean, but like this old person was just janky compared to the new one coming in. And so you deserve to have that cleared out. It's like clearing out the cobwebs, and bringing in the new people. Because I actually think as much as you may have tried to connect this person or hoped they were coming back or held on to your faith, you do feel very alone. Like it's like you feel alone at the end of the day. And, it's like, I'm hearing like you're not alone. You're not going to be alone when this person comes in. I'm seeing that scene from like Star Wars The Last Jedi where, not to spoil it, I mean you can fast forward if you have not seen that movie, but in the movie where she's like, I felt so alone, and then he's like, you're not alone. And then they touch hands and it's like the big moment. Like that's what's about to come in. Like you thought you were alone and you're kind of in that moment of like, I realize now this relationship is not going to work out. Because again, Neptune has finally left. It's finally left Pisces, so it might have ended this period of like being a little delusional. And so now you're seeing clearly, and you're starting to feel like, damn, I wasted some time on this person. But it was totally divine timing on purpose so that this person can come in at the exact right moment. So you're the equivalent of like having that glass of wine down the street and you're just finishing your last sips and your reservation is about to start in like 5 minutes. I mean, not literally, but you know what I mean? Like it's going to start soon. And then you're just going to be like, oh my God, I'm so glad we waited. I'm so glad we went to this bar down the street temporarily so that we could get into this amazing restaurant. So that is what I see for you guys. I'm so excited for this beautiful relationship coming in. So please let me know if this resonated. And yeah, I really hope it helped, because I feel like you guys have been through it and you deserve this new beautiful love. I just love what I'm seeing here. So please let me know if it resonated, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. I post every few days, so if you want to see more, definitely sub, and make sure to like it as well. I will be back soon with another video. Sending you guys so much love and light, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey Pal 4, so if you guys picked this beautiful rose quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading. I love this crystal. It's just so sweet and pure, and it represents love and so many beautiful blessings. So let's hope that that carries over into the reading. But let's get into it. What blessings are coming towards Pile 4? What blessings are coming in towards Pile 4? What blessings? One card at a time. Ace of Pentacles. Ooh, Ace of Wands. What blessings are coming in towards pile 4? What blessings are coming in towards pile 4? Okay, a bunch fell out, but I'm going to take all 3. The King of Cups, Strength, and the King of Pentacles. So far these are all really positive cards. Temperance. What blessings are coming in for pile 4? What blessings coming in for pile 4? Okay, the Queen of Cups. What blessings are coming in for pile 4? The Magician. Queen of Pentacles. The World. Okay, the Devil. 3 of Cups. King of Wands reversed. The Hanged Man. The Fool. So I feel like, first of all, this is something new for you. This is like a new venture. Something new coming into your life. And I'm not sure in what arena exactly. But there is something brand new that wants to come in. I feel like you guys maybe have been a little bit stagnant. And it's like you guys haven't been almost like knowing what direction to go in. Or it's just like life has just been like the same story. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, oh, we're just kind of like same old, same old. And then you have this new energy that really wants to come in really strongly. And just like, I feel like it's just going to re-energize you so much and bring in like just this totally new era for you, you know? And also financially, there is this aspect of finances. I mean, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So that's pretty much, you know, a very lucky like combination. Like obviously King and Queen, and then the Ace, it's just like, what more do you need to know? This is something that I feel like really is like, you know, a blessing. Like it's almost like a new venture or something, or there's this new financial windfall. I just feel like your life has been kind of boring is the vibe I'm getting. Like it's like you've been stuck in the mud almost, or you've been just kind of stagnating a little bit, you know? And so certain things need to end, but it's going to be a blessing when that happens. You're going to be like, wow, like, oh, this is what's awesome. This is what I wanted. This is what I needed. And I feel like it's just going to invigorate you. It could be like moving to somewhere new. It could be moving to somewhere else. We got ride the wave. I just feel like this is like a new change in your life, and you're gonna have to kind of go along. Like you might not have expected something like this, but I feel like it's gonna be the ride of your life. You're going to be completely like blown away and also surprised, wide open. Like you need to be open to this. This is some kind of a change that I feel like it's just going to really change. Like I know I keep saying change, but that's just the word that comes to mind. It's gonna change so many aspects of your life. Like not just one aspect, not just like, oh, career. I feel like it's gonna change like everything, you know? Like it's gonna be like you're moving to a new city and you have a new job and you have a new friend group and maybe you like date someone new. But it's like so exciting. I'm feeling like it's almost like Sex in the City vibe. Like I just feel like it's like if there's something that you were like, I really want this to happen, but I don't think it could have, like it will. I feel like you could get also like a change of location for so many of you, like actually moving to a new town. And it's like in this place, you find people of like-minded vibe, like to hang out with. Like they kind of understand you in a new way. coming to life. That's totally the vibe I get. Like, it's like I just feel so energized. And I usually am pretty tired by the end of my fourth reading. By my fourth reading, I'm like tapped out, because manifesting or not manifesting, but tuning in psychically, it actually takes a lot of work, and I'll be like completely exhausted at the end and have to like sleep for like 10 hours after a lot of my readings. But I feel so energized, and I know it's your energy that's coming in. I know it's not your energy necessarily right now, but it's gonna be the energy that you guys are having. Like, it's like, wow, suddenly all these possibilities open up. I feel like, again, for so many of you, it might be moving, or it might be a change in location, or a change in job, but it's just like you make this change and suddenly it's like magic. And we just got Magic Stream as I was starting that sentence. Like, it's like everything changes because of this, you know? If you guys have been thinking about making a move, I do think that this is a really good option, and this is gonna happen. I just feel like this is like, I'm getting like a hustle and bustle type of vibe. Like almost like your social life is like a mile a minute. Like, you might have been pent up in quarantine, like so many of us. I mean, probably you were, unless you lived in like some place with no restrictions, which is not most of the world. But maybe things were normal for you, but for most of us, we were all kind of, many of us in lockdown. Although this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it, it definitely still applies. But I just feel like this is going to be like a totally new level. Like, I feel like if you were socializing before all of this happened, it's going to be like on 10. It's going to be like going out to parties and like meeting people and like dating, but it's gonna be like dating a lot, like not in a bad way, but just like you always have something going on, you know? Again, I'm seeing like Sex in the City. Like, I feel like it's gonna be kind of glamorous and busy, and you're gonna really like that. You're not gonna feel overwhelmed. You're not gonna be like, oh, I need rest, I need to sleep. It's gonna be like parties, but you're gonna love it. You're gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna feel tired. You're not gonna feel like, I need to take a break. It's gonna energize you. The more it's almost like an object in motion stays in motion, or whatever. Like, the more you are going out, the more fun you'll have, and the more energy, and just such a beautiful vibe. It's just like a new lease on life, you know, and a new adventure. I'm just getting this like really adventurous energy, and like a young energy. Some of you might be young, or this might make you feel young, you know. This might be a change that suddenly opens up, and whatever you were like doing in your life, I just feel like you're gonna really enjoy this time, you know. You're gonna really like, it's like you needed this, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I feel like for some of you guys have been feeling either lonely or kind of tired, or feeling maybe like you had to focus on work, and it's like you're just trudging along, and suddenly this change comes in, of location, and now it's like, oh wow, I can do this, I can do that, and everything kind of blossoms, like everything blooms, and now you can, you know, have these new opportunities that you never even saw coming, or never really expected, you know. It's like you make one change, and everything, it's like a domino effect, and everything suddenly alters, and everything suddenly shifts, and you're just having like all these new opportunities. Again, this might be moving for many of you. I feel like there's a lot of you that have been thinking about a move, and that is going to come in. And if you guys are like living with someone that is difficult to live with, or maybe you're stuck at home, or like with your, you know, birth family kind of a thing, like, you know, the family you grew up with, it might be that you move out, or I don't know. I just feel like you guys have wanted to like change locations, and now if you make that change, and when that change comes in, it's just gonna shift everything in your life. And I just see you guys having so many opportunities, and that this change is going to initiate other major changes. Even if you don't move, I feel like suddenly you're gonna be like hit up by friends and stuff, and they're gonna be like, hey, like, you know, hey, come out to this bar, meet this person. Like, I want to introduce you to this guy or this girl. And it's like suddenly, a social life that was kind of dead and barren is like blooming and coming to life, just like it's spring right now, and all the like dead ground is suddenly covered in green and like leaves and flowers. That's like what's going to happen to your life. Like, I feel like it's just going to be this magical period that you're probably going to look back on later as like, oh, that was so much fun. It was so amazing, you know? It's just like this beautiful energy. Didn't I say exactly stuck in the mud, those exact words? Yep. That's where you've been. And you are going to be plucked out and finally out of the mud, and it's going to be in this beautiful new landscape that allows you to have the kind of life you dreamt of having. So spark, yeah, it's like lighting a spark. It's like a spark that turns into a forest fire, but in a good way, not in a horrible way, in a positive way of just like, wow, like I made this one little change that I thought was small. Home. Yeah, I just feel like for so many of you it's changing home. But spark that turns into a forest fire, I mean that in the sense of like, so you make one tiny change that looks so small, like a tiny little spark that sparks this huge fire, you know, and not in a bad way. Again, in a good way. Like you see a spark and it's like that big, you know what I mean? if I can't focus on my hand, it's like tiny. And then that little tiny spark that, you know, is smaller than my pinky finger could start an entire forest blaze. And it's like you make this little change that you're like, oh, it's just a small thing, and it's just going to magnify and lead to a domino effect. I see you going out and just having a blast with like friends and stuff. I see you just going to parties and really having fun, honestly. Like a little bit wild, if I'm being honest. I feel like though you guys have been kind of homed up is the word, which I don't think is a word, but like at home and kind of going out of your mind a little bit. Like I feel like maybe you felt like, oh, I need to like focus on work, or I need to be disciplined or something like that. So you were kind of like holding yourself back of like, or it could just be these lockdowns if you're watching this when I put it out, like when kind of the lockdowns and stuff are ending. It might be a situation like that where you were just forced by, you know, circumstance to stay in. But it's like you felt like you had to stay in. You felt like you had to not go out and, you know, socialize. And you really felt like you needed to do that. But what I'm hearing is it's time for fun now. It's time for fun, it's time for enjoyment, and it's time to party a little bit. It's party time, you know? We got peaks of joy. So I just feel like this is going to bring in a new period. You're going to appreciate it more than you ever did before, I feel like. Like you are going to, you know, it's like when you come out of winter and you feel the first rays of the sun and you can smell like spring and flowers. You appreciate it so much more than when you're in the middle of summertime. In the middle of summer, you don't even notice. You're like, oh, yep, there's the flowers and there's the trees and there's the warm weather. But when you're coming out of winter, you know, the first day if you live in like a cold place or like on the East Coast or in the Midwest or parts of the South, when you have that first day where it goes up to like 60 degrees, you're like in like your shorts and like a short sleeved shirt. You're so excited for the sun to come out. And you appreciate every bit of it. And that's really, I think, what is about to happen for you is just like this exciting time. I'm just seeing someone like just having the time of their life. Like, I want to join. This looks like a party. This looks like when you go out to like a bar or a restaurant and there's like, you know, sometimes there's like this one group of like people and they're just having a blast. And you might be there with your friends and you're having fun too, but like there's one party that's like really loud and they're just like laughing nonstop and they're just like, you know, buying each other drinks and like just you can hear them from across the bar and you're almost like oh my God, can you guys be quiet a little or keep it down, because everyone else is here too, but it's like they're just having so much fun that they can't help themselves, you know, and it's kind of infectious, and that's what the vibe is here. Like, you're going to be in the middle of that group that everyone else is going to be like, what the heck are they drinking? They look like they're having the best time ever. I feel like that's just coming in for you, like a new period of socialization and really feeling like you fit in. Like, I feel like in a way, you guys, some of you might have been lonely, or you might have felt like left out, or like you couldn't find your tribe, kind of a thing. Like, you couldn't find the people that you vibed with. You couldn't find, you know, a place where you really fit in. And it's like you're about to find that. You're about to find your like soul tribe that will really appreciate you. And it's just gonna be a really fun time. It's gonna be a blast. I feel like you're gonna be having like more of a busy schedule and having stuff to do and having, you know, multiple offers of like what's going on Thursday night. You're gonna have like 6 different things to choose from, you know, kind of a thing. So for a lot of you guys, you might be thinking about moving, and I feel like that definitely speaks about a move. It definitely points towards you guys, you know, switching locations or switching. I mean, you could be moving like across town to the same house, or to the same town but a different house. But you could also, for many of you, be totally like picking up and moving across the country. If this is like someone who's like, if you're someone who's like going off to college or something, I would say you are gonna have a really fun time at college. Like, wow, this looks like you're gonna be the life of the party. It definitely bodes well, because I just feel like there is this is like just a socialization, just like good time pile. Like, I want to join. I want to come and hang out because this just looks like it's a blast. I just see you guys like texting and having all these different adventures and having all these different opportunities coming to you, you know. And I feel like there's also new relationships coming in of all kinds, new friendships, new romantic relationships, just new everything, new, just new, just bringing in like just a funness, just a exciting, just an exciting time. Let me try to pull some more cards, because I didn't pull other decks for other piles, but I'm gonna pull from you guys because I'm just getting this party vibe, and it's not that deep, but let's see if they have anything else to say. What blessings does pile 4 have coming in for them? So we got shine from within. I just feel like you guys are gonna also like glow, and you might be having like a physical glow up, like you suddenly start a new workout routine or do your makeup differently or dress differently, but it might be something where you like, I just feel like you're gonna be noticed more. Like, you are gonna be like the belle of the ball, kind of like, you know how Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City always was dressed to the nines, and she would always stand out in like if she was in a party scene or in a crowded restaurant scene, your eye would go to her right away, just because she looked so iconic in her outfits that were so chic, and with her like long curly hair, like it just was such an iconic look. And that is going to be you. Like, things are just gonna like fit right, align right. Like, however you do your makeup, like you're suddenly gonna find like a new tip that like clicks it all into place. Like, you just do your like eyeliner like a little bit different, and suddenly everyone's like, oh my god, girl, what did you do? Like, I think it's so funny. I always laugh at this memory, but I used to do like a little cat eye tip on my eyeliner, you know, with like liquid eyeliner. And I had an ex-boyfriend who one time was like, how do you do that thing to your eyelashes? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you know, that thing at the end of your eyelashes. What do you do to your eyelashes? And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, the eyeliner. And I was like, oh, it's just, I don't know, just some magical mascara I have, because I was like, you're not going to know my tricks. I'll just let him think I just wake up looking iconic with like, you know, several millimeter thick eyelashes. I don't know why you would have eyelashes like that, but anyway, the point is that he thought my like eyeliner was like incredible for some reason, and that's gonna be like the vibe. Like people are gonna be like, oh my god, how did you do that? How are your eyelashes so amazing? But you know, you're gonna just have that like major key that clicks it into place, that, you know, brings all the boys to the yard kind of a vibe. And so I just feel like there's going to be some kind of physical glow up that happens, and just emotional, mental, energetic glow up. Like I just feel like your vibe is going to be on point. You might have picked up a new workout routine or be working on your physical fitness in some way, but I feel like there's so much energy coming from you. It almost feels like I took a pre-workout supplement or something. Like I just feel like I am ready to go to like kickboxing class or Pilates or something. So you guys might have been working on your physical fitness, getting yourself into like the best shape, but it is paying off whatever you're doing. And I feel like also this is just an overall physical glow up. So you might have gone out and purchased new clothes, new dresses, and, you know, a new wardrobe. And again, if you're a guy, same, you might not wear makeup. You might, you know, hey, no judgment either way. But you know, if you're a guy and you don't wear makeup, just take that and apply it to maybe you have a new skincare regime or regimen. Is that the word? Not regime. I don't know what that even is. It sounds like someone's name. But you might have a new skincare regimen, or you might have a new wardrobe or something. But I just feel like I see someone shopping at like, you know, like a cool store and just online shopping and just filling their cart up with like 10 different items. If money's been tight, you might have some kind of like windfall that allows you to go out and glow up a little bit. But I just feel like you're gonna put the money you get into like, let me buy myself a new wardrobe, let me get myself new makeup or new skincare or something that will affect your physical looks. But it's, even though sometimes it might be dumb to go out and like, you know, blow your stimulus check or something on clothes, in this case I feel like it's gonna pay off, because I feel like this new socialization experience that you're having is going to open you up to so many new things. I feel like you're gonna meet new people that are gonna bring you opportunities, and you could actually get financial major like career opportunities and stuff from the people you meet, you know, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you go out and socialize and like no one does anything for anyone, and you're just like, well, we just drank beer and like whatever. Like you can be in a friend group like that where, you know, there's no cross-pollination to your work and it doesn't affect your work. But I feel like for many of you, you guys are going to get financial and maybe work opportunities through this socialization. You could be in a career path or a field like being a makeup artist or something, or a real estate agent or something, where you use networking to make new clients. Or like, again, like with the makeup thing, it could be like, oh my god, you did your makeup so well, like how did you do that? And you're like, oh, well, I'm actually professional. Here's my business card. But there's something here about, like I said, your whole life changes from this. It's not just like, oh, I moved and I have some cool friends and that's kind of it, but, you know, things stayed the same. It's like everything changes. So, you know, you move, you make new friends, but then from the friends comes jobs, and from the jobs comes, you know, new travel opportunities or something, and from, you know, the travel opportunities you meet more people, and it's like just a total domino effect that's happening for you. And like really opening you up to like new things and giving you like a new level of status. I feel like if your Instagram was boring, it's gonna pop off and you're gonna suddenly have, you know, all these people like, oh my god, I didn't know you were going there. Oh wow, how did you, you know, I can't believe you're going there. I can't believe you got to do XYZ. Like it's just gonna be suddenly so abundant. And yeah, we pulled abundance. I pulled that before and I was holding it, but that, as I said the word, I was like, oh, what card am I holding? Abundance. So exactly, that's what's going on. You guys are just bringing in abundance and transformation. Yep, you guys are transforming in such a positive way. You guys are just glowing up. Like it's like, this is a transformation that is not like negative, or like I'm transforming because I graduated college and now I'm an official accountant. It's like I'm transforming everything about myself, and everything is so much more exciting. It's not just like, we all transform in different ways, but this like is such a glow up. It's such a positive and an overall change that just shifts everything in your life. Divination. You guys might be working with tarot cards or watching a lot of these videos or using pendulums or getting into divination somehow. There is this aspect or energy of someone using divination tools to find out about their future. So that might be something you're getting into more. You might be going to psychics or stuff. Again, like I'm getting a bougie energy from this. So this might be you paying for like really good psychics, or spending some money on getting a reading from someone. But there is this aspect of you getting into divination. You could be getting into astrology. Maybe you know your astrology chart. Good for you if you do know it. But it's definitely something that is coming through. This might be something common for you watching these types of videos, but you are using divination as a tool, and that's just something they're acknowledging. So these are magical blessings. Like, it's just such a fun period. This is so fun. And stargazing. I feel like you guys might be exposed to celebrities based on this reading and the vibe I'm getting. It's like, this is like glamorous, This isn't like moving into the middle of a small town and you don't really know, like you don't really see anyone. This is like hustle and bustle and excitement and like constant going like 24/7, This is like, I feel like you're just gonna be meeting like VIPs and just really so much excitement. It's like people you would never have even imagined you'd ever meet, I feel like, are coming into your orbit. There's like this glamorous aspect, so you might be moving to like a major city. I don't know. Let me pull some more cards. Look for a sign. So maybe they also want to speak to you through divination, and that's why they brought it up. If you guys watch these videos, that's one way to do that. And ask your angels. That's another way to ask your angels, is doing these kinds of videos. But it's just, and remain positive. I just think this is all positive change. But, I just feel like they do kind of want to talk to you a little bit. So maybe divination is just the way to go about that, like watching these videos or, all the other divination abilities, tools. Romance, oh my god, or abundance, oh excuse me, well, okay, I don't think there are any errors, so I think romance and abundance is coming in. I think it's all, I'm getting a very Venusian energy, so like Venus might be strong in your chart. You might be a Libra or a Taurus, and so I just get so much glamour. Also like Leo, I'm getting a Leo vibe. It's just like party, life of the party, glamour, and just everything fun and amazing and just abundant, just like everything wonderful, I guess. Everything Venusian and Leo and glam. So you guys also got to be assertive. I do feel like with the social set that you're entering into, you might need to be assertive. When you have like those kinds of circles with like glamorous type of people, there's always going to be kind of sharks hanging around. And I do feel like that's something you're going to have to learn. I don't feel like you guys are shrinking violets anyway. I don't feel like you guys are like introverted and like don't know what to say, but I just feel like you're gonna have to definitely even advance in that energy and learn how to set boundaries and just like learn how to do that kind of polite thing where like someone says something slightly rude and you kind of check them, and let them know like, hey, don't mess with me. And that's a skill that it takes time to learn, but it's a very useful one. So I think you're going to grow from learning that and from mastering it, but it is something I think in this new circle, you're just going to have to be aware that whenever there's like glamorous people, there's always going to be sharks. There's always going to be, hustler type energies that are just looking out for themselves, and you're going to have to learn to navigate that. But I think you guys are going to navigate it well. I don't think it's going to be like a pitfall for you. I don't think it's going to be your downfall. I think you're going to learn to, deal with all of that correctly. So yeah, I think also, since I said romance, which I totally misread that card, I think that you could also have a romance coming in for you, although it is abundance. And you can see there she has so much like money just showering down, you know. So I feel like, again, this is like a glamorous set that you're entering into. This is like people who have, you know, like luxury in their life. And I feel like, you know, if you're going on dates or dating, this is going to be like nice dates. It's not going to be taking you out to McDonald's. It's going to be, you know, nice restaurants and kind of that kind of glamour aspect. Or if you're already in a relationship, it could be just entering a new set of very glamorous people, but having, I feel like you guys are going to have some financial, you know, abundance come in. Let me get some Astro dice for pile 4. Oh, what did I say? Taurus. Yep. This is a very Taurus reading. And the 4th house, although it just switched to the 8th house. 4th house is ruled by Cancer. And oh my, the node. Destiny. So that's exciting. Wow. So you guys, so let's go over Taurus. Taurus is the sign of luxury. It is the sign that rules over romance as well. And it's like all the good things. Like I always think Taurus to me is like a bearskin rug, like in a mansion, like a fire burning and then a bearskin rug and like this beautiful couple lounging in front of the fireplace with like glasses of wine, and you kind of know they're like gonna have sex later on in the night, or they're like romantically involved, but they're like feeding each other grapes and having cheese and just all, it's like all the good things, and it's like the cover of a romance novel or something. It's like all luxury is like totally Taurus. So Taurus is not the type of person that's okay with like, hey, like get in the back of my car and let's hang out there, and I brought us some, you know, old sandwiches from like my house that like have a little mold on them, but cut them off, and there's some like fast food wrappers in the back of my seat, but hey, try not to pay attention. Like Taurus is not about that. Taurus is definitely the luxury, all the good things, beauty. It also rules beauty and just luxury and, you know, everything like done with glamour. 4th house is home, and it's ruled by Cancer, which rules the home, and it's ruled by the moon, which rules the home. And so again, there's this aspect of like you guys moving, and I just feel like this is going to be such a positive move. And you guys are gonna have you're gonna love this lifestyle. And so we got the node, but I kind of feel like this is also, so nodes talk about your destiny in this lifetime, but it also talks about your past destiny, past lifetimes. And I feel like you guys there's this aspect of like your past life, like maybe in your past life you guys were really glamorous, like a royalty or something, and it's almost like you've been plopped into this lifetime and are like, what the heck is this is so janky compared to what I'm used to. I mean, royals back in the day had it really good. Like now they kind of have to like like, I don't know, they have to live in like, apparently Harry was living like in like a small home according to him. I mean, I don't know if his idea of a small home is everyone else's, but according to him it was like somewhat small or like not that nice or whatever. But back in the day, the royals could just like grab people's castles. They had like, you know, the most luxury ever, and now they kind of have to be on their best behavior. But back in the day, it was like all bets are off. So you guys, I think a lot of you guys came from royalty or like high-end wealthy backgrounds in your past life, and if you weren't born into that in this life, some of you might have been, but for those of you who weren't, you're kind of like, what is this janky situation? Like, excuse me, I'm not used to this. You know what I mean? It's like those episodes of like The Simple Life with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, where they got taken from Beverly Hills and then they got forced to like work in like, you know, a cow farm or something. Like that's like you in this lifetime. Like you're like, no, I'm used to like being waited on, and I'm used to like glamour and luxury, and what is this? And so that is going to come in for you. They're like, oh no, we're setting it up. It's almost ready. And so they are going to bring that in for you. And I feel like you guys are just going to be in your element. And this is going to be also a destiny element for you, where I feel like this is going to lead to you finding your partner, finding your career, finding like your place in this life, finding your tribe, your friends. Like, it's not going to be like a temporary situation where you're partying for a year and then it ends. You know, like sometimes people will like study abroad for 1 year and then they go back to their college afterwards and they kind of are always reminiscing about like, oh, that year in London was so amazing, or you know, that kind of a thing. And that is not this. This is like a more of a permanent change. And I think that's why, if you guys are like, have had a hard time recently, or have felt really bored, or felt like constrained where you are, it's because this needed to be set up and aligned so that it would happen right, because you guys deserve to have this glamorous situation, and it needed to not be like a flash in the pan, like where, you know, sometimes people will have a blast but they'll like move to New York and, you know, they'll run out of money and have to move home in like 3 months, you know, and they might have been having the time of their life, but there's just a financial issue. So you guys needed to have, because it needs to be permanent for you. It's a destiny moment. So it needed to have everything lined up correct so that you guys didn't move there and have it be like a flash in the pan, is what I keep hearing. It needed to not just, you know, happen once and then burn out. It needed to be permanent. And so that's what it's going to be. Things are lining up for you now, and, you know, they are just getting lined up into place. And so you're going to be really happy when it actually coalesces and comes together, and you're going to, I feel like it's going to be like a duck to water situation. You're just going to be like, oh, this is the vibe I was supposed to have. Because again, you're used to this from past lifetimes. You had a very luxurious situation in your other life. I almost feel like whatever, if you've been living a non-luxury kind of lifestyle, I mean, that's a weird way to put it, but that's what comes to mind. If you've been living like just an average, ordinary life, like that's harder for you. Some people might have a hard time adjusting to like a bougie lifestyle because they're just like, well, I don't know what fork to use, or I don't know how to handle this, but you'll adjust to it so easily. It's harder for you to manage not living that way because you're just not used to it. You're used to like having a glam life with lots of stuff going on and a certain aspect of luxury. Like, you like things to be done right. You like things to be nice, you know. You don't want to show up and it's like, hey, there's a keg in the back and there's some white lawn chairs laying around, and yeah, can you give us $10 for your portion of the beer? You're like, no, this is just janky. No. You know what I mean? Like, you don't like that kind of stuff. You want it to be nice and, you know, beautiful setting and beautiful people and beautiful vibe and luxury and just done right. And I think that's what you're getting. You know, you are going to find that and have that vibe that is going to suit you really well. So yeah, this is just so exciting. I wish I could come along because it's like, oh my God, these parties sound really awesome. Like, the visions I'm getting in my mind, I'm like, I really want an invite. So if you guys can like contact me and just let me know, you know, just let me know where to show up and I'll be there, because I definitely want to be around this scene. It sounds like so much fun. So you guys have so much to look forward to. And yeah, the only thing I would say is maybe be a little careful with not doing too much drinking or too many drugs. We did get the Devil card, and that's what's coming to mind for that. They want me to say that. Just, you know, be careful when you're dealing with that stuff, because obviously it can be risky to be inebriated, and with drugs you kind of can never really know you know, where they come from or what someone added to it, and there's a lot of risks with that. So or, you know, how your body's going to react to different drugs and all that stuff. So just, they wanted me to say that because I just feel like you guys are going to be swept up into this social scene, and that could be an aspect for some of you guys of just, you know, having, like, it's like if you're going out 5 times a week or 7 times a week, you know, and you're having a drink each night, it wouldn't normally be a big deal to have a drink with your friends, but if it's like 7 nights a week, it can be, you know, just a problem on your body where you're kind of liver gets overtaxed and stuff. So they're just wanting me to mention that, just something to watch out for. But you guys are going to have a blast, and it's, yeah, like I said, I'm a little jealous, but you guys can come back to me and write a comment on this video in like a few months, whenever this works out, and tell me, where to show up for the party, and I will be there, and I'll bring, a nice bottle of wine, because again, I know you guys aren't going to be okay with the bottle or the cans of beer. I don't drink beer either, so, I wouldn't bring that, but yeah, I'll bring the nice wine. So I really hope that helped you guys. Let me know if it resonated. I'm so excited for you guys to have this new life. It's definitely a glow up and a level up, and yes, I'm definitely here for this. So please let me know if you liked this video, like it, and leave me a comment if it made sense to you. And make sure you're subscribed if you want to see more videos. I post every few days, so if you want to see another one, I will be posting again pretty shortly. So I will see you guys in the next video. Sending you guys so much love and light. Bye.